Buckle up, you bastards. You're about to listen to another episode of Very Late with Black Brainz and Zuki. Get ready for uninformed opinions about video games, hood politics, and rambling tangents.
We back.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, doing good. How about you?
I'm booling. I'm doing okay. I've been busy. I've been doing like job interviews and getting like a bunch of IDs updated, like just some boring ass adult stuff. How about yourself?
Just came back from vacation.
Oh shit, that's right. You went on vacation. What'd you get up to, man?
Just went to a resort, chilled in the lazy river.
Hell yeah.
Did some day drinking.
Hell yeah. That's what we like to see. Day drinking. You know me. I'm a proud proponent of alcoholism. Now, some of our viewers if they can't read the title, and if they didn't see the thumbnail for whatever reason, they might see that you're on the left-hand side of the screen, and that's because we have a very special guest, the one and only Claw father himself, Deadwing Dork. Claw, how are you doing, man?
Ooh, woo, Claw Daddy. Hello, it's me. I'm doing okay. Howdy. I'm also a proponent of day drinking, so I picked the right podcast to be on.
I've watched your streams, sir. I know.
Not as much these days, but historically, it's funny. I just uploaded the 19 hours of Channel Awesome shit, and the first two movies in part one, I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm getting through this without booze.
Yeah.
But then part two, I suddenly shifted to no, we're not doing this with booze. That's too easy. That the challenge is not to take a shot.
It's that's like the cop out. You can't rely on the crutch of being drunk while watching the Linkara movie.
Nah, not twice in a row.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, I was gonna say, for the uninitiated, being Zuki, tell us about yourself, Claw. When did you start making content and doing what you do, man?
Well, it was it's actually my buddy Bane Fuzho. He made a video years ago on 2017 or something. He was talking about this woman, Whitney, Wisconsin, and how she fucks her dog or whatever. White lady,
the Caucasian woman experience, yeah.
Yeah, and so he made that, and it got a pretty decent, it got some traction, and I was like, if he could do this, I could probably do this, and so I made a couple videos that were about Steam, something about, I forget what it was. Steam changed something about their fucking service. I don't remember. It was kind of stupid. The other one was about Castlevania and stuff, and they were scripted and heavily edited. And then 3 years passed or something, and I was like, I was pretty good at that. I should do that again. I was having a bad time. My dad passed, and so it was I've watched every episode. I've watched every Ashen's video over again. I've thoroughly analyzed Onision drama. Why not try making videos?
Yeah.
And it was it was just there was a thing that I wanted to see that I was not able to find a person doing that kind of thing, and I'm like, you know what, I might as well.
Hell yeah, man. That's what kind of interested me getting into your stuff, was that you had a very different approach to a lot of people who cover similar stuff, like eccentric people or weird groups or whatever. Because I found that you tended to take a step back and almost observe, right?
Yeah.
Where I find a lot of people who cover lolcows or eccentric people, whatever you want to call them, they have to have all this exhaustive information, and they dig super duper down into who that person is and what they do. But what I liked about the way you approached it is you basically acted like you were discovering this person with us, with the viewers, right? You might know a little bit more, but you're like, oh, okay, I stumbled on this guy, or Bane sent me this, or whoever
Yeah,
sent me this, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So like,
That's cool.
yeah, like what kind of made you go in that direction rather than go like, all right, I'm gonna put together this exhaustive dossier on, I don't know, I guess I guess Onision was the first big one you did.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, the easy and possibly true answer is just that I'm lazy. It takes a lot of work to like figure out all, making a bulleted list or whatever of Cyraxx lore. That sounds miserable to me.
Yeah.
I think we spoke last time about how I guess white people really like making like numbered lists.
Yes.
I guess I didn't get that one.
Yes.
I didn't get that. I'm not a numbered list type.
Yeah, man. Goddamn. Yeah, Zuki, you would have died when I said this to Claw. I was like, well, for some reason, like white people like love compiling information. Usually,
You're right.
like
You're not wrong.
like in an index or a top 10 list.
Thanks. Here's 15 things you didn't know about things you wanted to know about.
If you watch almost any black YouTuber, even the like professional ones who aren't just like, yelling about hood shit through like a dollar store mic, they usually come at it from like a perspective angle, right? They talk about like, yo, this is why I don't fuck with this, or like, it's anecdotal or whatever.
Yeah.
Where like I find routinely, no matter the subject, it's like, here's all this exhaustive research.
Yeah.
This is how
It'll be
you
like-
did this. Yeah.
It'll be like a talk about it's like a meme at this point where it'll be like, okay, here's my video about the Vampire Diaries, and because we're doing a YouTube video, I have to make it a numbered list.
Yeah. Number 10.
it's-
Number 10. I've never seen that show, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. Is that the one with the black dude that died that everybody was sad about?
It was the one with the black lady who was in a town filled with Confederate reverence, and nobody ever said a thing about how weird that was.
Oh damn! I gotta see this now. It actually sounds kind of funny.
I think she like goes to like prom with her boyfriend who is a vampire who is dressed up as a Confederate soldier, and it's totally fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
War? What are you talking about? Civil what? Huh?
This war was about states' rights.
Well, to answer your question about like this perspective, I don't know. Yeah, like laziness is kind of part of it, but it's also just, I don't know. A lot of people did kind of have like, I want to tell you how to feel. I want you to, here's all the information, and it's kind of biased, and I do that sometimes when it's like something like channeling Eric.
Yeah.
The first video I made, I was just very emotional and upset looking at that, like discovering that. And then the second time I did a video, like the whole point was just show the facts, just show the stuff, just let people have their own thing,
Yeah.
their own perspective. But I remember with the Onision one, that was specifically the one, like the first Onision one, where it was like, everybody else, they have this like curated thing where they'll like, you have to see this video, you got to see this moment where he did this to Billy or whatever, but nobody ever just like watches random videos on his channel. I guess the idea was like, if you're just somebody who doesn't know about this guy, whether he's Onision or some nobody 100 subscriber kind of new lolcow type of person,
Mhm.
like you're just going to probably click on his channel and click around and click on some videos, and maybe you'll discover something crazy, and maybe you won't. Maybe I still haven't discovered what's funny about Cyraxx.
Oh my god, I was gonna say that shit, man. Like I don't get it either. I do not understand. Yeah, like what? Ugly, pedophile, raps badly, right?
Apparently he like beats his grandma or something.
Lots of people do though. Like, I hate to say it, but like,
yeah, that's true.
Like,
Well,
lots of people commit elder abuse. That doesn't make them funny.
Yeah. The big thing, but like unless they're Mike Stoklasa.
Exactly. Yeah.
A big thing about him, I think it's just the people that are like surrounding him and the whole like media circus, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of people that are just like constantly talking to him and and calling him, yelling the word pedophile at him in like Google Hangouts, and he's like, "I'm not a fucking pedophile, Marty."
I'm not even gonna lie. When I first heard the term Cyraxx, I'm like, dang, the brother from Mortal Kombat is friendly. And when I clicked on it, I see some ugly ass dude. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, you see
I'm
this
not
like
interested
this
in this.
hobgoblin jump scares you on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm like,
Cyraxx is one of the ones who has like a mask on or whatever, right? So maybe that's why.
Yeah, the yellow one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. That's what they all secretly look like. That Scorpion is just like the Mexican version of Cyraxx.
God damn it, man. Because I was gonna say, like, with him in particular, I never got his appeal because, like, yeah, I guess you're probably right. It's like a media circus thing. This like weird guy has so much chaos surrounding him. That's kind of his appeal, and then he's just a weird, like, stupid guy.
Yeah,
in the middle of it. But
yeah, I mean, I've heard people try to explain it, and they're like, it's not just him. Like specifically, it's about like also Music Biz Marty and all of those people. So it's kind of like not even the Cyraxx lolcow fandom is like kind of not even really that dependent on Cyraxx as much as it's like a community thing.
It's like Cyraxx and friends.
Yeah.
We're ready to party. We're ready.
Yeah, the supporting cast is very important. It's like when I'm just picturing the fucking like Final Fantasy VII party menu, but with like Music Miss Marty and all those guys.
Yeah.
But like,
no, I mean, I remember when I did like stream about Cyraxx. I think the first time I ever like talked about him on stream, there was just all these people because I used him in the thumbnail,
right?
Because like visually, he's like kind of a weird looking dude, right? And I think it was just
he looks like a creature.
Here's a wacky
4 credit character.
Yes. Yeah, he looks like not you like you don't even have to try hard to make that character in Oblivion.
Yeah.
That's just randomize it like twice. That's what you get.
There he is.
But yeah, no, I used his picture and like the chat was like flooded with people like, Claw, you want to know all the info about this guy? Claw, invite me on, Claw, I'll tell you all about him. It's like, bro, I don't, I just, that's completely counter to what I do.
Yeah.
Go back to it. It's like, I don't need all the info. I want to find all the info. If finding the info isn't interesting, then, that's the problem.
Yeah, I think like you described it on one stream as like, you almost have like a safari approach to looking at these people. Like you're just kind of driving through their history and going, oh, look at this. Okay. And wow, this is crazy. And that like to me, that makes it more exciting when you unearth something organically rather than go, I have a document. I have a 20-page document of every single thing this guy's done.
There's something to be said for like the showmanship of it. If you're like, I have all of this stuff in my numbered list, and number 1 will shock you or whatever.
Yeah.
But, if you're just, I don't know. Yeah, there's like an organic nature to it, and also just, I don't know what it is. It's like, if it's not the safari thing, it's like. There are people like Medicare who will kind of go out of their way. Like, I still remember there was a DeviantArt thing that he did where he was like, why don't you guys tell this person how you feel about, their art or whatever. And it's like that can be funny. That can produce funny results.
Yeah.
But it can just as easily cause people to, especially like back then, there was more validity to it. When he made that video, it was like 2015 or something. It's like people weren't quite as aware of just shut everything down. Like people know how to deal with trolls a little better on average now.
Yeah.
Which is to just stop feeding them. And that means people like Iron Wrath will happen where they will be really funny, and then our Safari bus will like crunch a few too many fucking twigs and the whole ecosystem. Yeah, it's all fucked. And again, you can occasionally have some funny stuff like that. Like I always mention, there was this one video Iron Wrath made once people started commenting on his shit that was like him spitefully eating a can of ravioli cold. Because he's like, because I just do this and nobody can tell me that I can't. and like staring at the camera.
Yeah, didn't he do it like in complete silence too? He just ate.
Well, like occasionally he spoke, but mostly it was very awkward. Very odd. And like that was up for maybe like a half hour before he took it down. And there was another great one too where I forget the video what it was about, but the description of it, I think I saved the description. It was like just another video talking about me rebelling against using salt. And it's like that video's gone now.
Yeah.
Whatever that was, he took it down.
Wait.
I mean, that was both a reaction to like a positive reaction to kind of being trolled or criticized, but also then he just took it all down, and it's like it's a shame.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate, and like, yeah, and he was a pretty fun one too. Like when you started looking at him, so like Zuki, he was like a cooking channel who also did like weird exercises in the second frame.
Well, also the first thing that we ever found from him, it's very important to point out that I found this guy by looking up the kid who shit himself playing Mafia 3. And like,
you're shitting yourself, kid,
you gotta go take a
No, no, not now. You, I can smell it. No, not now.
And I was looking that up, and I looked up like go to the bathroom and take a shit now.
Yeah,
was what I looked up. And I found this man screaming about trans bathrooms. And he has done this many times.
Oh, God.
And I looked at him a little bit, and I'm like, this is like a strange old man raving about whatever. And then, like, on stream, on a whim, I was like, I guess I have this one guy who was, like, screaming about trans bathrooms. Oh, he makes Hamburger Helper in this video. And it all went downhill from there.
Done.
The one that I really loved that you looked into is Tony Chase.
Not gay, not never.
Not gay, not never. Yeah. So Tony Chase, he was like fleeing the feds allegedly because they were trying to steal his monstrously large penis.
Right. And they killed his parents, who I think were like Howard Hughes and
he was like
Marilyn Monroe.
He was like an American aristocrat essentially, and he was being attacked via satellite beams to his teeth.
Yeah.
Which
is a fairly common one, apparently. People think that.
What, satellite beams?
Yeah, like people, that's a common belief, is that the government, people who are just out there who believe that, I have like a headache, it must be the government.
Hell yeah, it is the government.
Well, they might be causing it, but probably not with the satellite beams.
Yeah, facts.
It is,
facts.
no.
It's like you got lower back pain, and you're like, the government, man.
See, look, I work with 5G signals, and I do know that the 5G does give you a tingling feeling, but that's okay. It's just the microchips taking form.
Exactly.
Nah, I actually have to deal with customers telling me about that. That's all I'm going to reveal about my job. But I actually have that conversation with people about 5G signals.
But then you got to talk to them about George Soros making you eat bugs and stuff, and like it's very difficult, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do you make? I hope you make the sale at the end, man. You can't indulge someone's madness and also not lock them into a 5-year contract.
Listen, I appreciate all the info, but you're gonna have to buy the solar panels.
Yeah. Ma'am, I understand the government is hacking your brain. Now, you just indulge them completely, too.
Yeah, right. But you know what? It'll keep them if you buy this new iPhone.
Yeah, Verizon can fix that. So I will ask, just because you mentioned a few, like, who are some of the like favorite figures that you've covered, or like favorite like subcultures, whatever comes to mind for you that you're like, oh man, that's one of the ones I really like getting into.
Well, in spite of my hatred for Ernest Cline and Ready Player One, I do kind of enjoy both that stream where I made fun of him for a while, but also I do kind of enjoy a lot of my older stuff. The Ashtar video that I did. I still find the Ashtar community to be fascinating, even though there's not that much info out there that's all that interesting.
Yeah.
Every time I see something about Ashtar, it's like, it's my boy. And yeah, Channeling Eric is another one I mentioned, where it's like, that one, like, I remember I remember I'd heard about the concept of channeling, and that was going to be the video. And so I just started recording myself looking into like, all right, guys, channeling. People are gonna whatever. And then the first thing I found was channeling Eric, and then nothing out there was no info in any way that was negative about channeling Eric, which was like obviously
even though she was like selling like weird ghost devices on her website and stuff, right?
Now that was later. At that point, she was just selling like cancer cure naltrexone or whatever, and also like interviews between her son and Hitler or ghosts or aliens.
I'm done.
That's genuinely despicable.
Yeah.
That's fucking disgusting, man.
Like, what was her name?
Elisa Medhus.
Yeah, she alleged to be able to channel the spirit of her deceased son.
Gonna catch him out because she's Elisa Medhus.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was one. I wouldn't say she's a favorite in like, not a good person, not somebody I like, but definitely still one that's like every now and then I gotta check in on channeling.
Well, yeah, like more like an interesting topic for sure. Yeah, even though
I mean, Iron Wrath is another one, and of course, most recently we've had the Dogs Eating Dogs 6 people, the Super Origami King, and really just Mario adults in general, the plushie community.
Mario adults.
Yeah, I mean, just like the steady stream of people that come in like every time I talk about these people, and even times when I don't, they'll come in, they'll just be like, hey, go check out Super Mario Ryan or whatever, and it's like, okay, and he's got 500 subs and he's got a bunch of hilarious videos of him like shirtless with a fucking like Rush toy, Rouge the Bat toy, just like tell me about your feelings, Sonic. Like,
I don't want to, Rouge. I've internalized trauma.
The infinite
let him go,
rabbit
Sonic.
hole.
Let him go.
That's not your fault, Sonic. The infinite rabbit hole of adults playing with like adult, like it's mostly Mario toys. I mean, you'd think it would be more Sonic focused, but I swear Sonic people are not as bad as like the memes make it out to be.
I as a Sonic person myself, I agree, but I may be biased.
Yeah. Sonic people aren't bad, but they're not necessarily good either.
I agree with that.
No, the thing is, Sonic people were like the original funny people on the internet, and then a lot of those people grew up, and now they're like normal.
Yeah.
Like I'll see a lot of videos from people, like I watch a lot of videos about games or whatever, and I'll like watch something about like Elder Scrolls or something, and it'll be like, okay, I was watching videos about Fallout, and there were these guys who were just really autismally upset about like very minute Fallout lore disputes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well,
and I know I have to stop watching this now. Like,
yeah, well, that's anything lore wise. It's always gonna be those two dudes. Like, y'all know about the War Thunder controversy where those two dudes were so anal about what specific specifications on those tanks and airplanes was right, that they literally started putting government classified documents out on the forum to prove a fight in that game. And that's like, if you try to play War Thunder and you're in the military, they won't allow you to do it.
Jesus Christ. Man,
it happened like 6 months ago. Yeah, they're literally arguing about, I've been in the Air Force for this long, and these are the secret documents on this fighter right here.
The sheer bounds that autism will go. Yeah, it's funny too that like I think a lot of these people who probably were service people in that situation came from an era where autism was not diagnosed with
special.
With nearly the level of frequency that it is today. Right, so you could just be an eccentric weirdo in the Air Force,
but he's the best damn mechanic we have.
Exactly, but he's really bad at talking and looking people in the eye.
That's how you wind up with Trevor from GTA 5.
Precisely, yeah. But I think you're onto something there, Claus. Like a lot of times, the Mario community's weird because I find it's extremely concentrated, right, and like. The bad stuff is extremely bad.
Yeah.
Where I think with Sonic, there's probably just a greater saturation of generally bad stuff out there.
Well, it's like, because with the Sonic community, that's like the first time, if you think about it, at least on my experience with the internet, even like starting out on Newgrounds and stuff, it's always just been like so much Sonic fan-made concept that was bad. versus Mario. Everyone remembers Mario Ball Z or whatever. That was really good sprite animation. Then you look at all these Sonic things, like, okay, some of these are just trash. Like, why are they in school? What's going
Yeah.
on?
Well, like that's the thing is a lot of those, a lot of the embarrassing Sonic stuff. I feel like it was years and years ago. A lot of those people either grew up or they're like, there's people now that are self-aware of that to some extent. Like, and Mario stuff is different. Like, I don't know. I always knew there was like the Bing Bing Wahoo thing. And
Yeah,
like I knew there were embarrassing Mario people, but when you really see them, it's I don't know. So like the point I was getting at with the Fallout video thing was like, I watch a lot of videos about games and stuff,
Yeah.
and when I see people talking about Sonic, it's usually very composed, like normal people, and then like I'll click on a video about some other like like this Mario stuff, and it's like Sammy Classic Sonic fan or something. I mean, it's like the old days.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like just flying off the handle, going like, no, Bowser wouldn't do that. Bowser wouldn't do that.
What would Bowser do besides jump forward? Then you jump over him, grab the axe, and kill him?
Apparently, a lot of stuff, like, these people have built more on this character than Nintendo.
No, a lot of it comes from Paper Mario and the RPGs where they let him have a personality. But like, I never really played too much of those, but you do play as Bowser in it, like at least one of them. I think two or three of them. But yeah, so
only play for platformers.
Yeah, there's some stuff like. There's some stuff there when they complain about Mario stuff. There's always like a little kernel of something. I started watching the guy who a lot of people have pointed out they're ripping him off. It's this guy Schaeferless Productions, who I used to watch a little bit. He's fine. Not really, not really my thing, but he talks about like animation and stuff, and like I watch him, and for one thing, he uses for his avatar thing the same crab, like Tamatoa Gaming Da, one of the fucking
he's the one with like the crab with the Mario hat, right?
The Mario hat, and it takes up half the fucking screen. And apparently that's just an MS Paint of the crab from Moana, which is what Schaeferless uses.
Oh, God.
So and they frequently like talk about him and his videos and his like, as Schaeferless Productions said, Shrek the Third is a cinematic disaster.
I'm done. That's like that anime arguing community on Twitter. Some dude named like Ganos or something. He tells everybody the power levels of each person, and they had that famous one that's saying that Universe 7 Goku is stronger than Superman. That's what Gino said. And it just became a meme of everybody talking about the Goku versus Superman stuff.
Oh God.
I mean, the whole power scaling thing is ridiculous. There was a thing a few months ago. It was like Seth the Programmer or something.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Some drama with him, and I remember I was looking at the drama stuff, and it was like, your standard like he was a terrible friend and was like shitty to all of us, and he was like grooming people or whatever. But what really caught my attention was how bad his content was.
Oh yeah,
it was just like, would 7,000 Gokus beat 1,000,000 Luffys? Like, I don't know, man. Make different shit. Who cares?
Each Goku has Ultra Instinct, while Luffy has Gear 5.
God damn it! Why are anime fans like this, man? This is precisely why no one takes anime seriously as an art form.
But hear me. I said, I have one thing, though. Think about it. You remember when normies did the same thing, and it was the worst show Spike TV ever had was fucking Ultimate Warrior? It's like, what if Shaka Zulu and William Wallace fought? We put this in our simulator.
William Wallace have a gun? Like, that's the deciding factor, is who has the most futuristic and quickest weapon.
Well, you see, they ran it through their simulator, their Excel sheet 1,000 times. And the simulator says that William Wallace won by this much.
Yeah, because that nigga shot him. He shot Shaka Zulu. That's how they fucking lost in the movie about Shaka Zulu, is they got shot. We're not talking about this anymore. Also, 1,000,000 Luffys would win, but
the thing is, like, while I was talking about this with people months ago when this was happening, like, we also had the same thought of like, boy, this is such a stupid debate. Haha. It's like, what a stupid question. Like, who would win Naruto versus like Homelander. And I remember it was something exactly like that where Homelander was the example because like somebody else in the conversation was like, oh well, it would definitely be Goku or whoever. And I was like, well, no, it would be Homelander because he's a fucking psychopath and he would just rip.
Homelander would like.
Well, actually,
oh yeah, Homelander would probably kill them very quickly.
I don't know because I'm a Naruto nerd and I read all of the boys.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
No, but I'm just saying, in the canon Naruto movie, Naruto can breathe in space, Homelander can't breathe in space. And Naruto blew up half of the moon.
That's true. That's fair.
Man.
And to be fair, Homelander was, well, I ain't gonna spoil the boys.
Stop, nigga, stop. I'm just picturing like Homelander, like all the preamble prior to them fighting, and like Homelander had fought on like this fucking ninja in this stupid jumpsuit, embarrassing me, you know. Who's this fucking child? Like all.
I mean, but that's the thing is
that's
like
the stuff they skip.
Talking about that, we realized like this has actually there's reasons why people have these videos and stuff. Because it's like it is stupid, but then you do have that conversation. You're like, well, but what about this factor? What if Batman had prep time?
It is a complete like talking point, you know. Like,
and it's all because fucking Death Battle got too big for his britches.
Yeah.
Oh god, the Death Battle.
Oh man.
Who would win? 3 homeless men on meth, or 2 homeless women on heroin? We crunched the numbers.
We desperately need the bum fights death battle crossover.
Oh, see, bum fights was different though.
Yeah,
that was an error.
That certainly was. But
I'll get taken off of YouTube if I look at a bum fight stream.
Man,
you know?
YouTube used to be pretty goddamn cool. I don't know what happened. Well, I do, but
yeah, YouTube used to be real. You could watch World Star Fight compilations, Cork videos, watch SpongeBob unedited episodes, watch 4 episodes of Eddie and Eddie.
Watch
2007, 2007 YouTube was lit.
Yeah, I watched like Raging Bull in 16 parts on YouTube.
Yeah, no, the first time I ever I've been playing Knights of the Old Republic, but the first time I ever watched Star Wars, it was in like 240p, like 400 parts on YouTube, and I think I watched the fucking prequels first because I'm like, I will start at episode 1.
Well, yeah, that's the start, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
There's always a bigger fish. So I hate them. I hate sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
It's funny how time like is a flat circle though, because now there's the whole thing where people are just pirating the entire Mario movie on in like a Twitter video. Sorry, an X video.
X. Yeah, it's X now.
I actually got the Mario movie in both parts saved on my phone from that.
Why you so snitching, nigga?
What they gonna do?
I don't know. Illumination might knock on your door. I don't know.
The fucking Morbius shit where people were streaming it on Twitch.
Yeah.
To the point where they stopped bothering to take it down.
Yeah.
It was great.
I mean,
we gaslit Sony into thinking they should do a second run of Morbius. Like, no, it's gonna make a movie.
No, people are eating this Morbius movie up.
I mean, they're making a fucking Kraven the Hunter movie, and it's like I don't understand. I mean, because people are gonna go see it and think it'll be like a Morbius train wreck again, and I think there's gonna be a forced meme. Either people are gonna try to force it as the next Morbius. It's gonna be a shit.
I know they were doing like a tarantula movie with Bad Bunny in it too. Like,
yeah,
like what a fucking mess, man. Sony, give up, quit.
Bro, Sony does not care. It's okay. I'm gonna say this now. After watching all of season 1, it feel like to me the best thing Sony ever did was let those people make the Twisted Metal live action series because it didn't take itself seriously, and it's actually funny. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, it was oddly refreshing for sure.
They're also responsible for like the Spider-Verse. Apparently, Sony Animation is pretty good now, despite making Emoji Movie. They also made like, I don't know, Mitchell's and the Machines or something. A couple of other ones.
They funded the good movies with the bad movies, undoubtedly.
I thought that part was part of Lord and Miller. They did the Mitchells and the Machines and Spider-Verse.
Oh well, yeah, that was.
Well, I mean, They did. I guess it's just them. Yeah, Sony hiring the right people. And then you get a situation like DC where they're like, "Who's popular? James Gunn. He'll save us." I've never been more embarrassed than when I saw them release that Suicide Squad movie, like the second one, because it's like
Suicide Squad. Yeah,
I've heard that it's good, but it's such a
I like it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Like they should literally just call it Suicide Squad, or Suicide Squad : We're sorry.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad : We don't have the budget for Will Smith anymore, so this album to be Will Smith.
Yeah. You know that they like scrambled to go like, oh God, who's black with good aim in the DC universe who isn't Deadshot? We got to find a different black guy with good aim.
Yeah. No, I mean I've heard that one's good, but like
it is pretty decent. Like,
and Peacemaker was a cool show too.
Yeah, that one's supposed to be good too. Yeah, I mean, I've kind of heard mixed things, but I know that like Doom Patrol is supposed to be really good. So there is DC stuff that's quality, and then there's the Justice League Zack Snyder movie.
Oh God, I watched that in like 7 parts, man. I had to take numerous breaks.
I watched it. Day one, it was pretty okay.
Yeah, I mean,
it's better than the original cut for sure.
It was better, but the original was like still more entertaining to me because it was shorter and stupider, and like the other one wasn't better enough that I'm like it did. The quality was not more than the stupidness of the other one was like.
Yeah,
you know?
I genuinely think if they just released it as a TV show in like parts, it would have done a lot better for a lot of people. Because like it was an obscene length too. Like I think it was like 4 hours or like 4 hours and something.
4 hours 19 minutes. Yeah.
God, fucking
just
damn it,
under
man.
the 420 mark. God damn it.
Shit, you don't even get to smoke at the end. Good lord.
Shit's long as fuck.
But like the thing I will commend about that especially is like DC doesn't seem afraid to like be very comic booky with their movies, where Marvel seems to find a bunch of roundabout ways to not acknowledge how stupid comic books are. Because they are stupid. Yeah. They're monstrously stupid. I've been a fan of comics my whole life, and they're entertaining, but some of these storylines are dumb as fuck.
Yeah. By Odin's fate.
Like, I remember... oh god, I remember there was a thing recently, the talk about... it was the image of Deadpool with fucking Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like for the new Deadpool movie they're doing. And Wolverine is huge jacked man is just standing there in like the yellow Wolverine outfit.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of like it reminded me of the fucking line from the original X-Men movie about like what do you expect us to wear? Yellow spandex?
Yellow spandex, yeah.
They were so ashamed of what these characters actually look like.
We gotta put them in tactical armor, black leather, tactical.
Also, there's a whole generation of kids that don't know that Wolverine's supposed to be like a 4'8" manlet.
Yeah, this is true. The one
tiny. They also downplay his Canadianness because they hired a fucking Australian.
Yeah, they straight up ignore his Canadianness. That man, like, just from reading X-Men comics my whole life, he talks about Canada so much. He drinks Molson Canadian. He watches hockey. Like he's
y'all got Deadpool though. Y'all got Deadpool.
We have numerous people. We have a whole ass team of Canadians.
y'all have 2 good people that matter. That's Wolverine and Deadpool.
Just you wait. Just you wait till they make the Alpha Flight.
Yeah, the Alpha Flight movie. We're bringing it back.
No one gives a fuck about Alpha Flight.
Nah, man.
You tell me.
You guys,
that girl picked up.
You guys are gonna get fucked up when Captain Canuck comes out, man. You guys aren't ready. You guys aren't ready for all of our Canadian heroes.
That's not Marvel, is it?
No.
It's like a name.
I forget. I think it's changed hands many times, actually.
They could make a Captain Canuck movie. I would love that.
That would be sick.
Like a post.
I think like the most like purely Canadian comic book movie at this point is probably still Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim. Yeah.
Because it's like not ashamed of being in Canada, and they use like actual Canadian places. Like if you're from Toronto, you recognize a lot of spots there.
What about Turning Red?
Yeah, what about
what about Turning Red?
It's Canadian.
All right, Claw, like, here's a question. How rattled were you by the after effects of 9/11 as a Canadian youth?
You know, that's a good question. I think I've said before multiple times, my main thing was that they canceled Arthur that day
Facts.
on TV.
Yeah, that's exactly how I reacted to it. I was trying to watch some fucking cartoons. They had the news on every channel, so I played Final Fantasy IX. That's how it went down.
You monsters, that was the saddest day of my 9-year-old
I didn't even
life.
know you had 2 towers, man. I'd never been there at the time. I was a child.
I didn't even know you had one.
I didn't even know we had.
We got a whole ass tower too.
I'm not gonna lie. When that was when Lord of the Rings was happening too. That's like right after the first one, like the 2 towers.
Damn. I thought those shits went down in Helm's Deep. Goddamn.
I say, goddamn, let's take the Hobbit now.
They made a really good movie about that. Yeah, I know all about it. Yeah.
Shit, man. I can't believe Saruman crashed into the tower.
No, 'cause in my opinion,
Saruman was working with the fucking weapons of mass destruction.
No, because I'm like a 9-year-old child and I'm trying to watch fucking cartoons. All I keep seeing is the Twin Towers. I'm like, man, when Eddie and Eddie coming on? This ain't right.
Yeah, you can thank Canada for that too, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Y'all ingrates, man. We got mad cartoons. I was talking to Claw about like numerous cartoons that we shared growing up. Like,
yeah,
because I don't think Zuki, you got a lot of the cartoons we had, like other than like the big ones like 16 and Johnny Test.
Oh, hey, I know this is a Canadian show because I remember seeing the Teletoon logo after it. There's this show where it had these dudes that were ugly as hell. One dude looked like a baby. It's like My Friend Jerry and Me or something like that. It looked ugly as hell.
Jerry and Me.
If I find it, I'll send you a picture.
Please
of it.
do. Yeah.
It was like the Canadian version of Wayne Head, but it's with white people.
Was Butt Ugly Martians us too?
I remember it from back in the day. I also remember Ripping Friends. The fucking...
That was John Kay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You can't mistake a good John Kay cartoon, man. Ugh.
Yeah, no, I mean, Canadian nostalgia is very special. Again, Americans, Americans only know about Angela Anaconda and like 2 or 3 others.
Angela Anaconda,
maybe Beast Wars. Yeah.
Oh,
you guys sticking around?
Yeah, Steve.
That's sick. Okay, I didn't know you guys got sticking around.
Yeah, so I'm raising a class action lawsuit against Canadian animators because y'all fucked up our childhoods here with Angela Anaconda. Which is weird because
we did fuck up the entire Digimon movie, man. Like, I heard that
fucked up that kid's family. Remember?
I heard that they're releasing a cut of the Digimon movie without that segment now.
No,
like just in English, which I think is fucking hilarious that they made a point of going like, we're not putting Angela Anaconda in this shit ever again. She's dead to us.
They need to release a cut that's exclusively the Angimon shit. It needs to not be Digimon. It needs to be Angimon. So people get confused and they pay full price for the Angela Anaconda short in 4K.
It's like, oh shit, I bought the Angela Anaconda cut. Like, what were some shows that you grew up with, Claw?
Well, when talking to my friends who are American who grew up with like, fucking Avatar or whatever, I realized that like the only cartoon that I ever watched that was like, a narrative, like an action show or anything, it would have been Teen Titans.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch any like Dragon Ball or anything. I watched a little bit of Naruto. Like enough to kind of want to be a ninja or whatever, but not enough to actually want to continue watching that shit.
Yeah.
Like I watched like 4 episodes and I'm like,
4 episodes, they got you doing the run. Like they usually at least got you doing that by then.
Yeah, I was doing the run and I wanted the headband.
We all did, man. We all did.
Well, I mean, I did the run, but it was because Sonic did the run. It was actually unrelated to Naruto.
So you did the uncool run.
Arguably even worse, yes. And Mona the Vampire, Monster by Mistake. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what it was about shows. You know what it was? It was that they would air a show that has like an ongoing narrative, and I would sit down and try to watch it, and then it would be like previously on, and I'm like, well, I didn't see the previous one.
Yeah.
And then the ones that I watched didn't do that, and they were all the simple ones that just had like, you know, a plot each week or whatever.
Did you ever see that like live action / CG show? I think it was called Zix Level 1. I want to say.
I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, that show is like fucking bizarre. Because
I was a big fan of one of the ones that I saw that was like a narrative show. Well, I liked Reboot, obviously.
Yeah.
That was Canada.
Oh yeah.
That's classic Canada Kino.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But there
I
was,
found
like,
it.
You found it?
Yeah, it's called The Kids from Room 402.
Oh yeah,
that's a great one.
Yeah.
I liked that one. I couldn't remember the exact name of it, but I was like trying to mention it last time.
Yeah,
like,
when you and I were chatting, we were going through a few different shows because we talked about that and we talked about What About Mimi?
Yeah, What About Me? My first crush as a kid.
Yeah, I was saying the club. It's like, yo, Zuki, you would get it immediately if you saw an episode. This girl fucked up a lot of Canadian boys. You know that she would have grown up and she would have been wearing like a Swans t-shirt.
What the hell?
She'd be going to
She looks
concerts.
like a young version of that girl with the white claw, with the white claw in the from the Ramona Flowers song.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Ramona Flowers a bit. Yeah, no, they say Ramona Flowers ruined a generation of women, but I will direct you to What About Me?
Yeah, that should be Exhibit B in the case.
I ruined a generation of men.
Yeah. Mimi ruined a generation of boys because you saw that girl doing some bullshit and being a tomboy and went like, oh man, I don't know about this. I mean, not me. I'm gay, but you know, I like the show because it appealed.
Hey, what's the?
I like the show because it was comfy.
I have a question for the two Canadians here.
Yes.
There's a show that I seen. It has this ugly ass puppet that's like green with these kids. Yeah, what the fuck was that?
I want you to know that that's the reaction I had every time it played.
Oh man, you got
what the fuck is
you
that?
gotta get fucked up and watch some Nanoland at some point. That shit's incredible.
What's Nanoland?
Well, it's like a puppet show. I think it's about like she's like a little girl in her nana's like fucking garden or something.
Yeah, she's like
basically
she's out like for playtime or whatever. Essentially, yeah.
The puppets are fucking derpy looking, and it's all incomprehensible. And I think it's French, which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Oh, this is even creepier.
Yeah.
Cause like
we disavow the French Canadians.
Cause look, what we had was back in our day. We had the big comfy couch. We had Lunette busting it open on the couch.
That was us too, nigga. We gave you that show. I hope you know. That was produced in Canada. You're welcome, nigga. You're welcome.
I knew y'all couldn't. I knew y'all French Canadians were being freaky. I'm like,
yeah, facts. We got this clown for you, coomers.
I can't shit on the French Canadians too much because they are responsible for a lot of the animation, like Jacob Tutu. I remember there was one I really liked, the Untalkative Bunny.
Oh man, Untalkative Bunny was great. I love that show.
I've never met anybody who knew about that one.
Really?
Yeah, even other Canadians, because I think it was before. Because I was saying, like, when I grew up, I remember a lot of the shows that I would see on Teletoon. I was like, I think, right at the tail end of an era, because I would see shows that would be like from 1996, but it was like 2002 or something.
Yeah.
So like if I was maybe a year later, they might have phased those out and I might have had like the whole other generation of shit. But stuff like that, I was probably like a little older, but I still got it. I remember every Christmas, they would just ruin their fucking programming. It would be this one stupid Teletoon specifically. It would be this one stupid like 12 Days of Christmas special.
Oh, dog! Oh, that got me heated. I have post-traumatic stress disorder from that shit. Yeah, they'd ruin that channel for a whole ass month, man.
We gotta do a full video about.
We really do. We really do. You and I have enough of similar Canadian experiences. Clearly.
Yeah, you know, everyone loves Marine Land.
Everyone does. Yeah.
Except the animals.
Oh man. You remember those body break ads with Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod?
I was apparently related to one of them distantly.
Oh,
well, I know it's not Hal Johnson. That dude's black. So you were related to Joanne
But
McLeod?
it's Hal Johnson. It was always Hal.
I remember it was a white guy. Oh,
No,
maybe I got that
Hal
wrong.
Johnson's a black dude. He's light skinned, but he looks like Sergeant Johnson from Halo. That dude's hilarious.
Okay.
He's got a flat
yeah,
top.
no. I remember Body Break. I also remember there were these it was like these little advertisements to show off like Canadian history.
Yeah, the heritage moments, yeah.
Yeah, the heritage, and they had the little loon making the noise. Yeah.
This man is clowning our history. Yo, I gotta show you some heritage moments, Zuki. There's one where what is it, the burnt toast stroke one, where they're doing brain surgery.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that shit is so funny out of context.
I remember the one where they're trying to teach, like the natives are trying to like say Canada for the first time, and the guy's like, what are they saying? I don't know. And that's
it means free land. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Shit, man. Yeah, they were brutal. So like, Zuki, one of the things that we have in Canada is that our channels have to adhere to a Canadian content ratio.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so like a decent chunk of programming on our channels has to be produced in Canada in some way, shape, or form. That's how you got bullshit like on the Comedy Network. You got like Buzz TV and Kevin Spencer and all that stuff.
Got 5 hours of Just for Laughs gags.
Man, I'm so happy. This is the first time I've had a fellow Canadian on this show, and let me tell you, man, these shared experiences hurt.
Hey, Just for Laugh got a lot of black members of the community through some hard times on YouTube and Facebook pages. You don't know how many uncles and aunties are passing those around that didn't know that this was a show on Canada.
Oh,
They'll be like,
good lord.
Oh, like the gags one with the pranks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, because that's apparently like, I think it's like from France or something originally. I don't think Just for Laughs gags is like the originator of it. I know Red Letter Media found like a version of that on one of their fucking Wheel of the Worsts. And they were like, these weird sanitized fake old pranks for old white people.
So they like rebranded it essentially, or like
sort of kind of like how there's like 500 versions of like Dragon's Den. Like I was aware of Dragon's Den before Shark Tank, obviously, because Canada. But there's also like Britain, Dragon's Den, and everything.
Oh, okay. So they licensed the format essentially. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I mean it was like. I used to watch a lot of the Comedy Network, and especially the Canadian stuff. Like, I really liked Royal Canadian Air Farce.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah,
and this hour has 22 minutes. Steve Mercer or Rick Mercer,
the Rick Mercer report. Yeah, I always liked
rants and stuff. Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm trying to think of other shows from that era. I'm sorry to derail, but it's exciting talking about Canadian shit.
I'm glad to learn about all this.
Did you ever watch Puppets Who Kill? Do you remember that show?
No, I've never heard of that.
That was on the Comedy Network, and it was a puppet show mixed with live action. Yeah,
I might have heard of it.
Yeah, it was about like 4 different types of like puppets. Like you had the Jim Henson style puppet, and then you had like a knockoff Greg the Bunny. You had like a bunch of different puppets, and they're all like, misanthropes and sadistic or sociopaths. It was actually a very funny show. Like the bunny was always fucking, and like the Sesame Street style puppet had like a learning disability. It was a different time for television, man.
It kind of sounds like Drawn Together.
It was very similar, and it was before Drawn Together by.
I've heard Drawn Together does not hold up well.
I'm not shocked. It wasn't good back then, man.
You're talking to a guy who has the Drawn Together DVD because it's like one of my favorite American comedy shows of all time.
Nice.
It aged amazingly.
Just as well as the Nutshell.
Sir, I think you're extremely biased, sir.
Look, the fact that they turned Foxy Love into a Sambo mammy and she was dancing, and when she went to prison, she was sucking off another cartoon stereotype was the funniest joke to me. He said, "I didn't tell you to stop her when she was fucking."
That is
fucking Scooby.
That is straight up the blackest joke ever, man. So I appreciate it. Inshallah, I'm holding my fist up right now. But
And then the one where she was she was fucking Scooby Doo, and she said, "Can't you see I'm fucking?" She goes, "Can't you see I'm fucking Astro?" And Scooby goes, "I ain't Astro, bitch." That shit was the funniest shit.
God damn, man. Maybe we have to revisit Drawn Together because it sounds out of pocket.
I have the DVD.
I mean, like I remember it being just I remember seeing a video recently that wasn't even talking about how it was like not it was like offensive or whatever.
Yeah.
It was specifically talking about how it was I think the movie they were like really salty about South Park being better than them.
Oh yeah.
So the movie-
Well, yeah, they
the
got their
movie sucked.
ratings like they got like their ass beat on Comedy Central for sure by South Park. But everyone did. Like, why would you complain about that?
Yeah.
That's like being mad at Chappelle's show and being any other show during that
Yeah.
era. You know, like it's gonna happen. But
Yeah.
we'll get this train back on the rails because that's our Canadian content for this episode. We met our threshold of CanCon.
No, I think we need more CanCon.
we should definitely do a look
should.
at Canadian culture because
Because I need to know. This shit sounds hilarious. Like,
yeah, well,
I know about "Don't You Put It in Your Mouth" because that came. Because
Yeah.
I only heard about that what Canadian people talking about. Don't you put it?
oh
in
man, you
your mouth.
haven't even seen the crack PSA with the crack puppet
I mean,
or the heroin
famous-
puppet. Yeah,
famous one is though, obviously. That's the big one. And then I know a lot of people also know about the one where the kid is like being chased down by the girls, and it's like he could have run away from
but
the
he was too
girls.
fat. Yeah,
He's too fat. Like
The girls do to him.
they like
give him kisses and stuff.
yeah,
They were
yeah.
like,
In fact, like in retrospect, that guy did okay for himself.
yeah.
Imagine being the fat kid and you got that many bitches pulling up.
Yeah, he was a medium weight king, you know,
Yeah.
just out there.
Yeah, my man was skinny fat and he's still
He coulda
pulling
ran
bitches.
away.
Good for you,
He
homie.
could have ran away from the girls, but unfortunately, he had Reed.
Yeah, sad, just sad. But like, yeah, because we had a bunch of like weird live action sitcoms. Like,
Oh, I like never watched those.
oh shit, I watched a bunch of them. Like, Student Bodies and
Degrassi, Salute Your Shorts.
Salute-
Are You
yeah.
Afraid of the Dark?
Oh no, we're going deeper than that, man. Like, yeah, Radio Free Roscoe, I think was, or was that
remember.
American? I forget.
I think that was on the Family Channel.
It
so that
was.
might have been
It was.
Disney.
It might have been American, but no, because like I didn't know Degrassi was Canadian until I got older, and I'm like, man, Canada
yeah.
really kind of.
Oh, I'm mixing that up with a different one. Yeah, I'd have to do a bit of
Degrassi-
research.
Degrassi I never saw, but it was always so bizarre to me because it's got like 40 different series, like it's fucking Monogatari or something.
Like, what's the watch order of Degrassi? It's like what? Oh,
You see break get shot, and then you stop watching.
yeah, you take the Jimmy route, the Jimmy bad end.
Yeah, the Fate Stay Night like grand timeline of Degrassi. Yeah.
Unlimited Jimmy works. Yeah. It's like which ending does Drake become Archer?
You see break get the Holy Grail. then
Oh,
you see
man.
Drake
Yeah,
get
I
shot
forgot
in the back.
Drake was on that fucking show.
Sadly, yes.
That's the only part of Degrassi I know where he gets shot. It's that thing grill, and he does the light skin run and gets shot in the back.
Yeah, Doug. Like,
Instead of-
like you gotta realize, Zuki, in Canada, Degrassi ran since the 80s.
I know.
It's crazy. That show was on forever.
Yeah,
There was like a break, and then they brought it back. That's why it was Degrassi Next Generation.
that's how I was making a light skin joke about Brett because that's a light skin nigga move. You see a dude pull out a gun, you just don't take off running. You just go, "Is that thing real?" And you stare at it for 5 more seconds.
Yeah, you really did just run immediately, man. That's the most Canadian shit to go like, "Whoa!" Okay, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
You just
Whoa, man! You don't want to do this, man. But
whoa.
yeah, no, we definitely have to link up for that. I want to see the Bear and Brainz wearing Mountie uniforms. It'll be great.
Absolutely, yeah.
I was
That's a good idea.
thinking of System Crash as the show I was thinking of.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, Google it. Tell me.
Yeah. No, we had a lot of bullshit shows on YTV. So like I will mention, you've played music on streams, you talk about music a fair bit. Like, firstly, like, what kind of music are you predominantly into? Like, I know you had mentioned Hiromi the Trio, or like Hiromi Uehara, which blew my mind that you were into her, because I fuck with Hiromi heavy.
Yeah.
But like beyond that, like I know you play a lot of prog music on your streams. Like, what kind of music do you gravitate to?
Well, I hate to be so pretentious and be like, oh, whatever sounds good, but you know, I, I mean, as a as like a bassist or whatever, I guess I've always. I mean, not even just as a bassist though, because going back, I'm thinking about when I used to play Guitar Hero, and like I used to gravitate toward the songs that were more like, I guess, progressive. I guess just like they weren't boring. They
Yeah.
didn't keep me in one mode doing one pattern for like the whole song. I like to switch it up. I like to change up the rhythm and stuff. And so the music that facilitates that usually is like prog rock. But like last year, I mean, I've been, I'm into a lot of stuff like jazz and stuff. Like
Right.
Hiromi is definitely one, and jazz stuff like often borders into like jazz fusion, prog rock, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And then that feeds, the jazz stuff that also feeds into hip hop, which like I was starting to get into that last year. Just like, I don't know, it was like shortly after I came to Toronto, I was like, you know what? I've been waiting. I've been like putting off like getting into new music or whatever. Why don't I check out fucking Wu-Tang Clan? And I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, this is really good. Okay. Because for the longest time, my dad was one of those like, oh, rap music is just crap without the C. And like, I always liked, like trip hop and stuff
Yeah.
like that, Portishead and Massive Attack and Tricky and stuff, 07, and like stuff that might have like rapping in it or whatever, but like, I never really got into. I, I don't know, musically for me, it's like whatever I can like really appreciate in some way, like I wasn't able to, you know, a lot of people hear like rap music and think it's just like people rhyming fast or whatever. It's kind of like when I used to see like Seinfeld and think like, oh, I don't get why this is funny. It's
Right.
just people talking fast and like I don't understand. And then you like actually watch it and you're like, oh, well, this is happening and this is the nuance.
There's like a rhythm to it. Like
Yeah.
Seinfeld's great because it has like compounding jokes, or like a lot
Oh
of the
yeah.
jokes like will culminate at the end
Right.
of the show. Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
one of the best things about that show is like, I talk about Seinfeld, but this is the same stuff that I feel about music too. It's like this could be applied to music I like as well.
Mhm.
Where Seinfeld will do a thing where it'll be like, this is the George plot, this is the Elaine plot,
Yeah.
so on and so on, and then as the episode goes on, they all kind of connect in some way.
yeah,
And I like music that's like, got some kind of focus in that way of like, that's another reason I like progressive rock and stuff like that, because it'll be like, and it's very pretentious, I guess, but it'll be like, this is part one of the story, this is whatever. It's like it's structured, I guess. That's like I need my numbered lists, obviously.
Damn.
well, like,
He beat me to the joke.
yeah, man, this man's a professional. I was gonna say, with like prog especially, like, let's keep it a buck. Prog's made by nerds, hence why it has
Yeah.
acts and it has structure. But
Right.
beyond that, like, yeah, I find a lot of prog music tends to have like a build to that point of cohesion. And I do find that some of the best hip hop albums do that as well. Like, an album that you might want to check out is The Prince of Thieves by Prince Paul, because it's a concept hip hop album, and it's a very, very good one. In that,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
a lot of the themes start to build throughout the songs, and then there's like a very satisfying crescendo. Like, even when it was being released, it was being advertised as a movie rather than as an album, which was like,
Oh, cool.
for an album that came out in like the 2000s, that was like super ahead of its time for hip hop. Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real, like, there are very few concept hip hop records. Like, I can
like
name a handful.
Deltron 3030 or
Yeah,
whatever.
or like some of
Yeah.
the stuff Tyler the Creator does would be close to like a concept album. Or
Mhm.
same with like The College Dropout by Kanye's technically a concept album.
Yeah. No, like definitely, like you mentioned Kanye. A lot of people shit on the song Kanye. What is it? The Kanye's new workout plan or whatever. That song from fucking is that College Dropout? It's the first album.
Yeah, that's College Dropout. Yeah.
Yeah.
That song is what I'd consider like progressive hip hop in a way, where it like starts out in a way that's completely different than what it ends up in. There's like a weird fucking talk box solo thing. There's like a whole breakdown with the women talking about traveling or whatever. There's the whole thanks to Kanye's workout plan, like a lot of like really interesting stuff. And that was one of the songs where, because I always knew that I liked like the first Kanye album. Ever since I first heard it, I'm like, oh, that's great. Never really got too much into a lot of his later stuff. But like he would bring out like Rihanna and everything, and I'm like, that's a little too pop music-y. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that album, like a lot of stuff on that album, like made me think of like I need more stuff that's like this. You know, that's the best example I can think of is from last year. It's the Forever Story by Jid.
Oh, that's a great album. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
Every song has like, you know, a bunch of like flow switches and beat switches and stuff. Like the song, I think it's Crack Sandwich, where it's like a 7-minute song or something. It's like fairly long, and it like halfway through the song, it feels like it completely shifts to like a different beat and everything, and yet it's all still part of the same thing, and it calls back to the earlier parts of the song in a way where you're like, oh, I almost forgot this was like the same piece of music.
Right.
You know? Yeah. It's stuff like that, generally. Anything that makes me think, like, anything where I have to read the lyrics, especially, too. If your album is like a fucking, like, what is that Drake album from, like, recently? It was Honestly Nevermind.
Honestly Nevermind, yeah.
People, the best, the best, like, I haven't really heard it. Everything I've ever heard from Drake, I haven't liked. So I didn't go out of my way to really listen to it. But the best defense I could really see for that album when everybody was shitting on it was, you're not supposed to really listen to it, man. It's just supposed to be in the background, man.
It's like music should never just be relegated to the background. Like that's
like if you want to have it in the background, that's also great.
But like it shouldn't be its purpose.
Yeah.
Like its sole purpose. It's like, if you want that feeling, just go to H&M. Like, just go to a fucking department store, because they're gonna play some dog shit type beat house music for you to listen to while you shop. But this is one of the biggest artists in the world, and you're telling me that his album is meant to be ignored while you listen to it?
See, if you don't think about the lyrics, it's really good.
Yeah, and that was that was the best thing I could hear people say about it.
That's terrible, man. That's like, Drake straight up released like the haze of albums, you know, like just a forgettable piece of shit that no one should ever revisit. And
you're talking about Haze,
the game, the PS3 game.
Yeah, Haze.
Yeah, Honestly Nevermind is the because like and I think it's a sound analogy, because you look at Free Radical as a company, they have the hits, and then they just like deviated entirely from their formula, thinking they had the next big thing, and they just released a steaming pile of dog shit.
Yeah.
And then they basically told people that they were playing it wrong. It's like their defense.
You're playing Haze wrong.
It's
we
like
paid Korn to make the song for this.
You weren't supposed to actively play it. It was supposed to be played in the background.
Yeah, it's a passive game. You're not supposed to play it directly. You know,
put it on your phone in your pocket.
Precisely. But yeah, that's exactly what I think of with Honestly Nevermind. It's like, this is maybe the guy's worst work. You know, as someone who, I don't like Drake at all, but I've given pretty much all of his albums a fair shake, and some of them are very good for like what he does. But like, Honestly Nevermind was just him jumping on a trend, which was like reggaeton and house music having a big spike. He's completely shameless in like the way he makes music now. You know, he used to actually have like some integrity as an artist, and he doesn't anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean, I mean, and then you have people like, you know, DJ Khaled, who once had such integrity as an artist too.
Hmm.
You know, back in his original days when he was, you know, a musician.
Yeah, he was like deeply involved with like the Terror Squad, Fat Joe, Remy Ma. Like
I was joking.
I assumed you were being
After-
facetious. I didn't know you were being facetious.
Wait,
he
I
actually
thought he
was a real producer and
Wow.
DJ. Yeah.
I've heard nothing but people being like DJ Khaled had nothing, like he was
No,
just like
they-
No, DJ. Yeah, they don't know about the history at all.
They don't know about when he was skinny.
DJ Khaled, one, used to not be obese, and two,
Yeah.
he used to actually produce songs.
oh crazy.
Yeah, but to be fair, Brainz, if you're hanging out with Terror Squad era, Fat Joe and Big Pun,
Mhm.
you're not gonna be skinny for long.
Facts. Those guys were probably eating entire pigs. Like you don't get you don't get the nickname Fat Joe from another obese person without eating. You know,
Yeah,
like Big Pun like says, "Man, you Fat Joe. This man is obese. Look at the size of him."
Nah, man. But Terror Squad, yeah. We thought you was being for real though.
Yeah, I know, because you pulled out
He was
that
like-
Jid reference, and we were both like, "Oh shit, does Claw actually
he's
know
tapped in,
about this
yeah.
shit? He's tapped in."
No, I know some things. I mean, I never looked into DJ Khaled too much.
Yeah, he used to not be a fraud. He genuinely used to not be a complete fucking huckster fraud like he is today.
But he is another one now who's just kind of also jumped onto a lot of trends like reggaeton and whatnot.
yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
worst. Like he just sequences albums to get number ones.
Yeah, he goes, "This is the #1 album, but you have every A-list in the game." Exactly.
Man, I loved when he lost that number one to Tyler the Creator, and he got like so pissed off. He made a video about it.
My songs are made to be played in barbershops when you're talking, when you play ball. Who the fuck's listening to Tyler the Creator sad boy shit?
Yeah, he said he called it mysterious music.
Yeah, mysterious
Yeah.
music, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned like, you know, getting all of the top level people in the industry, and like, I realized that was sort of the case with the one of the artists I really like, Arion, which I always have to spell for people because it's if you say Arian too quickly,
Ooh.
then you gotta.
I didn't know you.
Yeah, you're the artist.
I shouldn't have invited this guy. Oh no.
That's like a prog super group type thing, and so I on Spotify they will frequently do like they don't do it like they don't title the songs like featuring whoever like you would with like a hip hop
Yeah.
album, but you get the same thing where it's like, oh, this song credits Arion and also Rick Wakeman and Christina Scabia or whatever.
Right.
And so it's like, yeah, you got a lot of artists whose entire presence is just I was on a song, and it's not actually people clicking on my thing on my Spotify,
Yeah.
but like I was on a DJ Khaled song, so now I'm, I was in the background of a Drake song,
It's like it's just profoundly embarrassing as someone that big going like, I'm gonna put Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Drake on the same song, and then someone like Tyler the Creator beats your ass in the sales and gets a Grammy instead of you. It's like,
yeah.
and you'd think that being humbled like that would have caused him to pivot, but of course he just doubled down and said, maybe if I add Jay-Z, Beyonce, 21 Savage, Drake, and the Migos on a song, then I'll get a number one.
Can't beat
Even
me 'cause
more-
I have all 5 pieces of it.
Even more cooks in the
Yeah,
kitchen.
just put them all on the fucking song. There doesn't have to be cohesion. It's just as many recognizable names as possible all at once, please.
mean,
DJ
like,
Khaled makes
I have-
music like YouTube descriptions.
Yeah, one of those descriptions is like, hey, you came to click on this video about this thing and also this thing, and it's like trying to hide the fact that it's just a big fucking clickbait like SEO list. That's the
Yeah,
it's about-
I
like
would say like if Drake is like the Paul brothers of YouTube, in his scene, I would say like DJ Khaled is probably analogous to like Watch Mojo or like
Hell yeah.
what's that British one? That's really horrible. What
Oh.
culture? What culture? Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
man.
like that. Where it's like, oh, there's not even like an attempt at artistry here. It's just like,
Nah.
you want slop? We'll give you all the slop in the world.
You kill me with the Watch Mojo list. The little beat. DJ Khaled, we the best.
I'm
The best thing I ever saw from Watch Mojo was from like 15 years ago. There was this like these rants that they would do. This one guy who was like coked up, and he would just rant for like a minute and a half about something each day, and that was like early Watch.
They had
Mojo.
like
Most of those
they had like an
videos.
ensuite cokehead.
So I don't know if you were there.
Nah.
I actually directly made a reference to Rick Mercer because there was there was one where he was like walking toward the camera in a
Oh,
back
no
alley. with
way!
graffiti.
He stole the Rick Mercer format?
I directly was like, this is just the graffiti alley thing.
Oh,
What are
that's
you doing?
brutal.
And then there was one where he was like comparing metal and jazz music or something, but he was like super fucking hopped up on something, and you could tell, and his point went nowhere, and then the video ended. And again, best thing I've ever seen from Watch Mojo.
He was on that Adam Sessler coke. He got the G4 key bump.
Hey, you ain't talking. Hey, y'all can't make fun of the G4 key bump, bro. Adam coked out Sesslers. That nigga told us he had a Final Fantasy. If your game was from Japan, it's getting
Yeah, it's
three.
getting 3. It's like
Not getting three.
USA.
I always appreciate a reference to Adam Sessler doing mountains of cocaine.
Oh man,
he sure did.
He was like pure red at that stupid event or whatever. It's like
Oh yeah.
that guy.
I mean, the funny thing is, there were rumors about it for years before that,
Yeah.
but then that happened. It's like he didn't even give a shit.
Yes. Oh,
Nah, you
man.
could tell that man. You could tell that man did so much coke his hairline like left 5 years earlier than it should have. Because I remember when I first watched G4. X-Play was on Tech TV back in the day on Tech TV.
Yeah.
I looked at Adam Sessler and I'm like, this dude looks weird. Then I seen like in 2009, I'm like, damn, this dude needs to cut his hair off. This shit gone. And then you look at him, he just bald. I remember people like Morgan Webb's hot. I'm like, dog, it's just a regular white lady.
I never got Morgan Webb. She always looked like, I don't know if this is rude to say, she always just looked too bitchy. Like Olivia Munn was kind of cute, I guess.
Well, yeah, but like G4 was so kind of I don't know if you ever seen that commercial, but it's like watching G4. It's like floating on the back of a blue-haired goddess, and he just smacks the girl in the ass, and she just looks back as he flies. It's like an old ass G4 bumper. I can put it in the chat.
I don't think. Yeah, I'll see it. I don't think I've ever, like, I don't know if we got G4 here really. We had like Spike TV or whatever, and I think they occasionally played some of the programming, but
yeah, G4 is weird because I think one of the companies that owned G4 was Canadian, but for some weird reason they didn't get the broadcast right. I know it's like a venture between Comcast and another company.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I used to spend fucking hours watching it was like bootleg cops. It was disorderly conduct. I don't remember like Attack of the Show or any of that shit. People would talk about it and I'm like, did I just miss all of this?
I had a friend who had like satellite and we watched like some Attack of the Show and what's that other show? Cheat, I think it was called. Where they showed it all.
I have seen this. I've seen this on stream. People showed me this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're out on the back of a badass video game in goddess. Huh. It looks back when he smacks on that.
Oh my god! And she's like a Playboy model with giant tits.
Yeah.
Jeez, what a different fucking time, huh?
Because back in the day, you just get this Eric Andre looking motherfucker
Man, the amount of I feel for the amount of like washed up like Maxim models and like porno mag chicks who had to wear fucking World of Warcraft armor and show up to G4's green screen room just to like get like their ass slapped or whatever.
Yeah, no, I mean,
It's a paycheck. I get it. But
the same type of thing now, you might do like an OnlyFans or something, which is probably less degrading. Wow, he really is.
That man said, "Wowie, kapowie." He just ran on her back. She just.
I mean, like, and it's clearly like, God, and she's like giant, and he is tiny too. That's amazing.
Yeah, because I know, like, Olivia Munn just basically went through the paces where she just was basically a slut on Attack of the Show.
I know. She's like, well, that's a nice phone. Can I deep throat it? Oh no! I'm like, this has nothing to do with technology. Talk about the specs.
Yeah, talk about the specs, you slut.
Yeah, I remember the fucking pushback to all the women gamer girls licking controllers shit back in the day. There was always like, fat guy licking controllers with his shirt off, parodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole gamer girl thing, like that really is a relic now.
It definitely is. Yeah, like you don't see that. Like obviously you still have like girls who kind of like sexualize stuff, but you don't see like a girl like going like, look at me lick this Xbox 360e. Like check this out, boys.
Nah, bro, you remember the old Sega commercial where the dude was getting bullied at school and he got a Sega Genesis and he played Streets of Rage, and when he came back, he just had them hoes.
Oh yeah, he got rizzed up and bullied his bullies. Yeah.
Yeah, he said,
buy a Sega. Do not buy a Nintendo. You will not get laid.
Yeah, don't buy Nintendo.
Show me one game on the Nintendo that will get you bitches. Show me one. Bahamut Lagoon? Yeah, nah, you ain't getting bitches off ActRaiser.
Mega Man Soccer? I don't know.
Yeah. Nah.
Now, when she sees you pull out Streets of Rage too, and you play Escape,
you bring the bitches over and you go like, "Hey, you ever play Columns?" This shit crazy. Fuck Tetris.
Yo, I got Columns 3, baby.
You ever play Vector Man, bitch?
Hey, bitch, you ever play Vector Man 2? You ever play Comic Zone?
They got this.
You ever play Altered Beast?
Yeah, man. Those are all bitch you getting games right there.
You ever play Shining Force?
Damn.
I just don't know about my Shining Force high score.
Yo, this boy brought me over just to show me his Sega Genesis collection. Yeah, I got Shining in the Darkness too.
Damn, I kind of want to suck his dick now, though.
Damn.
I got Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic 3, and Knuckles expansion pack.
That brings me to my next question about video games predominantly. Like, you're a pretty big fan of Vidya for the most part. Like, what are some of the games that you're really into? Like, I know you like Yakuza. It's one of the big ones.
Yeah, I mean, I try to tell people, whenever I'm playing something, like, one of the things with me is like, I like using the platform that I have not for any good reason, but just to selfishly be like, hey, this is music that I like. Hey, these are games that I like. You should maybe check these out. Okay, thank you. Bye. Thank you for watching the stream. The stream was incidental to me showing off this cool song that I thought. But like talking about like, video games and being like, hey, people, you should all go out and play fucking Yakuza, whatever. I try to bring it up, but like one of the things with me, I'll fucking play like 15 games at once, and the cream will rise from the to the top or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like I'll play like a few of them, and I'm like, whichever one is able to hold my interest the most is the one that like wins.
Yeah. And
then I probably just abandon the other ones, and maybe someday I come back to them. But like, Yakuza. I've been playing a lot of Fallout New Vegas lately, and then that got me into like the older Fallouts. But then, generally I never used to. When I was a kid, I really hated turn-based games. Any kind of role-playing games were like a problem for me. But like last few years, since I played FF7, I think in 2016, I've been steadily able to like get into them more. I played 9 in like 2019 or something, and I really like that. And
oh, man. Hell yeah.
And like just now I play, I try out a lot of stuff. I have like my hard drive of PS2 games. most of which I've never played. And every now and then I'll just turn it on and I'm like, yeah, I'll give fucking Xenogears a shot, or Xeno Saga a shot, and see how I feel about it. And I don't know. I like bad games, and I like playing shit that I've never heard of. You know, I'm a hipster or whatever.
I do think that like there's something to be said about like those older generations where like video games were obviously a lot cheaper to make, even in the PS2 era, and as such you could probably just make bullshit back then. Whereas now like the single and double A game has basically just disappeared, and you either go from indie to triple A. It's basically it.
Yeah. I mean, like back then, like I'll still be learning about games that I thought like, you know, for me, I've spent a lot of time totally not. I would never pirate any games.
Yeah, I was going to ask. Those are legally ripped ISOs from DVD images. Yeah.
But for various reasons, I find myself looking at torrent lists of every PS2 game or what have you, and I'll think that I'm like, oh yeah, like I kind of more or less know like the library, like, you know, I kind of, if you told me a PS2 game, I'd be able to like, oh yeah, that's, you know, this game or whatever. And then somebody, like, I was watching a Scott the Woz video and he mentions this game, which was apparently like a Square Enix / Electronic Arts game that they both developed, and it was like X Blades or something.
Oh yeah,
X Blades, yeah.
I forgot. It wasn't that.
No, X Blades was for the PS3. It's also bad.
Yeah, that was a different thing.
I know the one you're talking about though. It's like a tactical thing. Like
it's like early PS2, and I think he mentioned that, and I'm like, you sort by like descending name or whatever and start with Z or whatever. Like, I've never seen this game. Like, I totally legally purchased games that I see and I'm like, oh, that kind of looks, you know, the title looks weird, the cover looks weird, whatever. I'll play that, I'll try that. And like just finding like weird old PS2 games that like, yeah, no, this was apparently, there was some kind of a budget. A real company made this, a company who made other big stuff. And yet not only have I never heard of it and don't know anything about it, but I apparently like passed it up 7 times when I was like, you know, going through my thing.
Well, yeah.
Like, yeah, that whole era is just gone a little bit.
Yeah, now that game is $9,000 if you go to a retro store in a cracked case.
Mint condition.
Yeah, no manual. $5,000.
You wanted to play Reckless the Yakuza missions, that game cost $9,000 scratch.
Yeah, no, and it's weird, the ones that, like, I remember when I was a kid, I was like 14 or whatever, when Yakuza 2 was still new, and I always wanted it, because I played the first one back then, and I liked it, and I'm like, I want to get Yakuza 2, but it was always like $40 or something, and then like years and years later, it was like 2019 or something, I wanted to play Yakuza 2. I found it online, and it was still like $40 or something. Mm-hmm. There are some games that just did not go up in price for whatever reason. And then there are ones that feel like they definitely shouldn't have, but super did. And
like some of the most readily available video games of all time.
Pokemon. Yeah.
How is Pokemon expensive when those cartridges were like printed like mad?
I don't know. I mean, I go into like the A&C Games in Toronto, which is like big, fairly notable like used game store, and I go in there, and you know, I mean, it's like it's in a, you know, it's on a main street and everything, so it's like it's maybe kind of overpriced a little bit. But still, you go in there and you expect to see like somewhat reasonable deals, you know, comparable to what you'd get on eBay or whatever. Mm-hmm. You assume that's like sort of price matched, maybe a little more expensive, but you're getting like a loose cartridge, not even the full game, not even the case, loose Pokemon Black for like 150 Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
And I buckled at one point. The most I ever paid for a game, I was there and I bought, it was when I was here last year, and I was just here on like vacation. I decided to get a little souvenir kind of, and I got Legend of Dragoon for PlayStation. It was like $100, but it was like a good quality with the case and everything. I mean, it's like greatest hits, but it's, you know, good quality case.
Yeah,
like, this is fine. This comes with the manual.
Yeah, that's different though. Like where, like, Yeah, I was at a retro store myself, and they were asking for some obscene amount of money for Pokemon Black. But like I was saying to Zuki in a previous conversation, just with like Pokemon people especially, they are like crack fiends for these games, man. Like I sold a copy of Heart Gold, no case, and I sold it for I want to say $150 because that was like the loose price for some reason. And this guy, after he bought it from me, acted like he ripped me off. When I was like, I bought this like, years ago for $20 loose, and I've made like nearly a 1,000% profit on this exchange.
That's
Crazy
crazy.
is like I remember back in that day, fucking playing like DS games and just like, it was the same thing with Yakuza 2 where I'm like, well, I'm never gonna be able to buy new Super Mario Brothers because it's like $20 more used than all of the other games at like GameStop or whatever.
The
EB
Nintendo
Games.
tax.
Exactly.
Yeah, I had a bad tendency of like giving away games to friends because I was like, oh, well, I'm done with this game, I better give it to my friend. And I won't, like just because of my luck, I only gave away extremely rare, sought after video games. Because I gave away like the Misadventures of Tron Bond to someone I never saw ever again.
Damn, I know you punching the air right now.
Yeah. It gets worse. I gave away a PlayStation 1 copy of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, like the fighter.
Jesus
And the
Christ.
PS1 one costs a lot more than the Dreamcast one. Like, stuff like that. I just said,
Bro,
like...
how many copies of, like, NHL whatever did you also have that you didn't give away to anybody?
I kept all the basic games, but I went like, no, please, take my copy of God Hand. I insist.
Jesus.
Here's my PSP copy of Persona 2 Innocent Sin. I'm a fucking idiot.
Man, but
Please be my friend.
speaking of consoles and stuff, anybody else DS do this weird thing that allows you to play Pokemon games? I have the cartridge and then like I lost the cartridge, but I can still play the game. It's weird.
No, I only legally purchase games, sir. Officer, I only legally purchase Nintendo games.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah,
I had a totally legal copy of, I think it was like black or maybe white. It was one of those two.
Yeah.
And I think it was black I was playing, and I remember that was the one that I was enjoying, and then that was the only one that had a problem with my fucking super legit cartridge that I have. Every other one that I tried, like Platinum, no problems, but I didn't like it, and I was bored. I've never been a Pokemon guy.
Yeah.
To answer what games do you like, not Pokemon, not fucking Pokemon.
The last Pokemon game I got into was
Pokemon. I mean, I say this to a lot of people, that Pokemon is just a slow, worse version of SMT. Like, just play SMT. You're a grown-ass adult.
Now, having played SMT, especially, like, I realized I see that, and I'm like, wow, why would I ever play Pokemon?
Pokemon is so slow, what with it being, like, genuinely for children.
Okay, but on SMT, I can't make a little Japanese kid cry because I literally went on the website and made my Pokemon good. And he trained.
That's true.
That's true.
There's no multiplayer PvP.
SMT really needed multiplayer. I know you can do it in the mobile game, but you always get washed because there are people who know life the mobile game.
I'm aware.
But
yeah,
Pokemon's kind of trash. I never really fucked with it beyond being a child.
Like, I remember when I was a kid, I got really into the cartoon for a little bit, the anime, and my dad told me that it was subliminal messaging.
I think our dads would have got along, man.
Like, he told me it was subliminal messaging, and I think he might have been right, because like very quickly I super wanted like the Pokeballs, and I remember I got one, but I think it was like a choking hazard, and my parents got rid of it. They got me like a couple of the books, which I read, some of those like really short little Pokemon kids books.
Yeah.
But like I never got the games because I never had a Game Boy until like years later. It's weird. It is weird because I was really into Pokemon, and Misty was one of my first crushes as well. I think after Mimi came Misty, another redhead girl.
Damn.
Hey, you picked Misty over Jessie?
I don't think I saw enough of the actual shows. Like it was like Naruto, where I only saw like a few episodes, but I was like, "Oh, this is my favorite thing ever."
He
This
said
is
it's
my
something
whole-
about the. He said she always wants Ash to get her that bite.
Man. That's, I mean, to be fair, that's the most hood answer, Zuki, because he just went like, nah, I'm gonna go with the adult woman as a child.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like, that Team Rocket bitch bad.
She
Well,
was
like-
though. She had the crop top, bro. You telling me?
I mean, now that I know more about Pokemon, I would say that's fair. Or the fucking, sticking with the redhead theme. There's that one lady from like, I think it was like, what was it? It was like the fucking gen before the current gen. The one with the fucking Miss Sonia or whatever with the red hair. Like, I remember.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know that much about Pokemon like that.
yeah, likewise. I tapped out. I told you, man, I tapped out. I didn't even play Gold until later, man. I tapped out early.
Like, the only one I had was the fucking Snap for the N64, and I don't know why I had it because I think it was because I got my N64 and I just my parents let me get a whole bunch of games used, and I was just like this one and this one and this one, and oh, I guess I like Pokemon. I guess I'll get that one, and so I just wound up with a bunch of shit.
Cartoon crushes.
Yeah.
Who's the bitch from Digimon when I was younger? She had the glasses.
Oh, Yoli.
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
When I was like 6 or 7, because I had the Digimon. I had a Digimon bedroom set. This is kind of funny. I should have saved that shit. You know how much that would have been worth now? Because I don't even think they much.
Yeah.
You were thinking like judiciously when you were fucking 7, going like, oh, I better box this up and save it for when it accrues value.
Do not let any grape juice stain this rug, please.
No, I'll be drinking my juice box at the table, mother. Thank you.
Mother, you do not realize this, but these are genuine Pokemon boxes. They're not going to be open. Put them in storage now with the humidifier.
It is not a blanket, it's a warmth device. Thank you, mother. If we can put this in storage, please. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Most of the crushes I had to ignore because I saw like some boy from Escaflowne or some boy from Gundam Wing and went like, no!
Yeah.
I didn't understand my feelings when I was fucking 7, so I was just like, shit, why do I get happy when Tuxedo Mask shows up in the show? You got me fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, and meanwhile,
Tuxedo Mask had the hardest grip.
He did, I know. I went as that dude like on Halloween as a kid. I was nigga, don't mock me, sir.
No, I'm just thinking if Tuxedo Mask was a pimp, he'd just be throwing roses at
I was throwing roses at everyone, so I took that to heart. But sorry, Claw, you were saying, man.
Sorry, dog.
I was just saying that probably at the same time you were crushing on Tuxedo Mask, I was all about like Sailor Venus or whatever.
Precisely.
So,
Yeah, I
Classic.
just like the girls' outfits in that show.
I was always a Sailor Moon. I always liked Sailor Moon for some reason. It was the pigtails
Yeah, man.
when I was younger.
You're into toxic women, sir. Now, Claw, I was gonna ask you also, you're doing a bit of writing, aren't you? Like, weren't you working on a project?
Oh yeah. Well, currently I've got a short story I'm working on, which is kind of, I guess, interesting because it's like, I don't know how to share that with people, where like, it's the typical thing that you might do is be like, hey, I'm a YouTuber, but also check out my new song, and that's kind of like normal. But to be like, all right, everybody, that was, Nostalgia Critics The Wall. Anyways, go check out my like character drama about like people, short story or whatever, miserable, depressing short story.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of hard to market. Like, if you had a novel or like a short book or something, that even might be a bit easier to spin that way.
No, I've been working on like novels and stuff in the past. It's just this is the one where I'm like, I'm giving myself like 2 weeks. I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be good, and I've got a good handle on it so far. But like, in the past, there was the thing I've always mentioned on stream was there was a fucking project that I started writing back during like Gamergate. And it was like this parody call-in talk show kind of thing where people like Chatterbox from GTA 3, where people call
Oh
in.
yeah.
Yeah, and they're like wacky people with like, weird problems, and the host is like trying to deal with them. And I have like half a script written for that, and I've always just had trouble with like finishing it for whatever reason. Writer's block is the story of my life, so
Yeah.
trying to overcome that a bit.
Right on. Like, I used to do a bit of writing myself, and I found that like one of the best things you could do is just like have a couple of things on the go at the same time, so you could like shift focus. Like maybe you're not in the headspace to write something dramatic, but you are to write something comedic or something. Right. So.
Yeah, one of the big projects I've been working on also for just since like 2011 or something at this point, kind of on and off, was this. I wanted to write about neckbeards and like 4chan neckbeard type people, because that was back when I was like into 4chan a lot more. Like I don't really go there anymore, but back when I did, 2011 or whatever, I was like, I was always very fascinated by the people who were like unironically really into their waifus and shit like that, like the JP board people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I started writing about that, and that took a few forms. There was going to be like a mockumentary style like movie script where it's like this guy collects a bunch of different sort of weird people from the internet and puts them in a house together, and they try to live. And that was the original thing, and then it just turned into like just a story following this one guy. And that has also taken different forms where I'm like, do I want this to be like kind of a shorter, I don't know, like just kind of a serialized narrative, like shorter, like novellas or whatever, or do I want this to be like a long single story that follows like one big thing? And I've had some trouble like focusing on that, but ultimately that is a thing that's where it's like that's the other big one that I've got, where it's like nobody else is really writing about neckbeards. I've got a character in that who's expressly based on Chris Chan. His name is Carl Weldon Chalmers. And he's
God
not.
Damn it.
And he's not
what
like.
Can we expect the neckbeard house?
What?
I said, what can we expect the neckbeard house?
God, I don't know, man. I'm like, I want to get it going. I want to get it working.
That's a pretty cool premise, honestly. Like, if you have a decent like selection of characters. I mean, if
I think I do.
Yeah.
I think I do. I mean, like, I'll say, you know what? I'll say it. I've got, so the main guy is just generic, like, fedora man, fedora neckbeard kind of waifu dude.
Yeah.
Then there's Isaac, who is like a short black guy who hates everybody and hates himself and he really hates the Jews.
Oh damn.
But they always tell him to shut up when he brings that up, and maybe that'll turn into something. That's like the
Yo, you got Kanye in this shit? Yo.
Is Isaac a 5% of neckbeard?
Yeah, he's a Nation of Islam character.
I don't think he has any real ideals other than just hating the world. But then there's like, then there's Peepin' Steven, who is a silky smooth Southerner man who always has his hands in his pockets and he wears a top hat. And he's very when prompted he's very quick to offer night vision goggles and listening devices when the gang needs them, and nobody needs to worry too much about why. And then there's Hideo, who is like the leader of the whole thing. The whole thing is the anime group.
Yeah,
they're the anime club. That like.
Oh, like the Casey Green comic, yeah, kind of similar to that.
Is that what that is? Is there something like that? I haven't read it. If so,
yeah. He did like a comic of like a bunch of anime geeks, but it was
shit.
Honestly, though it wasn't nearly as exhaustive as what you're describing, though. Like,
Okay, I'll have to look into that though, because I think I remember Casey Green. That's like I think I remember that name from back in the day. I
Yeah.
probably know it if I saw
yeah,
it.
he did like the This Is Fine dog. That was like,
Yeah. Well, yeah, like Hideo is like the leader of the group, and he's like he's really into feet, and he always calls the main character my good buddy. And and he's an Elvis impersonator, even though not like a real impersonator, but he's like one of the kings from New Vegas, kind of like. But he's also Asian and fat, so and then
he's trying to form Elvis.
and then there's Carl Weldon Chalmers, who's like not exactly Chris Chan, but he's like he has a My Little Pony themed webcomic. And there's like stuff that happens with his mom where she freaks. It's not the same stuff. I wrote this like 10 years ago. There's a whole thing that happens with Chris Chan character's mom, but it's not sexy. No sexy.
no sex.
This is what you gotta do, bro. You gotta fuse the black character and the Chris Chan character together.
Yeah, I might fuse the character. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, especially in this post Barbara Chris Coitus world that we live in. You might need to do a second pass, but like I can't lie. That's a fucking funny premise. Like I think I don't know if you have an editor, but like just kind of getting those ideas like more concrete. I think you have a pretty solid little comic or like story or something there.
I appreciate it.
This for the Isaac character because this sounds hilarious.
Yeah, no, I'm well, he's also one of my favorite. He's supposed to be like the embodiment of like if you remember the old V Rage Stickman.
Yeah.
He just had like the bushy eyebrows. He's just like angry
just
all the time at something.
Extremely angry, hateful, spiteful person,
Yeah, they're playing. The first big exchange with him is like him bitterly going off about how he doesn't like Super Mario. One of the, I think it's Galaxy. It's my in-universe. It's just my rant about how Sunshine is better. Now I remember. Yeah, he just like grabs a guy by the collar and he's like, "Listen here, you fuck," and yeah, that happens. But yeah, like there. It's difficult to say where I want to go with it if I want it to be like a movie or whatever. The original story was going to be like the main guy gets found by his mom fucking a body pillow, and then she sends him to therapy, and then it like all unpacks from there kind of thing. But then the one that I started writing last year was like a more simple kind of thing where it was just the guys are arguing in the basement about who's a bigger waifu. Who's more loyal to their waifu from the same series, and what Hideo is like, well, there's a fighting game based on the series. It was only released on this one like weird obscure console, and they're showing it off in town today at an electronics expo, and like it's a whole thing about like lost media, and then the competing evil game club that hates the anime club. And oh yeah, that's the other character is Horowitz, who is like Newman but like skinny a little bit, and he's like spiteful and also hateful, but and insane. And he like steals the console, and there's like they burn the whole fucking place down. It's a whole thing. There's a couple different things that I'm doing with the story. It's difficult to say where I'm going. I might combine them all together, but it's definitely something I want to do, like the Neckbeard storyline, because I'm like, I've said it, I've talked about it to other people, and they've been like, yeah, nobody else has really written about like
that, especially from I find like the main thing is like you're writing from kind of an informed place where like you at least were in the spaces where those people existed, and like you've done real research. I find that like more often than not, people who lampoon neckbeards as a subculture, they don't get it. Yeah, they don't get it.
Well, that was back in that day. That was like right around when I started writing that. That was like 2011 or something. That was right around when I used to be a fan of Big Bang Theory, and that was right around when 4chan told me that I shouldn't be.
I changed your opinions immediately because of TV.
Well, like, because I don't know, there was just stuff I legit. It was I want to say I'm not just so like malleable that all of my opinions changed immediately, but it does feel that way a little bit.
Yeah.
But it is also like they just kind of made me think about things like, wow, these jokes are really lazy. This is lame. This really doesn't understand anything that it's talking about, really. And it made me want to do something that, like, yeah, I want to do something like this, but where they play games, and they're actually like trying to practice speed running Super Metroid or something, and not like just some surface level. Like one of the things they would do in Big Bang Theory, they would like advertise new games, and it would be Sheldon playing like Red Dead Redemption, and it would be really awkward.
You remember the episode where it was all of them because they were sponsored by Xbox, so they'd be playing on 360. They were playing Soul Calibur 5, and one dude was playing Aubrey, and he's like, whoa, with those memory glands, she can feed an entire village. Then one dude's like, here, 2 villages. And I'm like, damn, I really watched all the Big Bang Theory.
Oh,
no, I don't remember that, but I remember the one where they were probably sponsored by Star Wars The Old Republic.
Oh, God!
Like, we are playing the Star Wars online game.
Oh, no!
And they was playing with their girls, cause yeah, I remember that.
God damn, I'm so glad I missed that entire goddamn show, man. I dodged it like Beautiful Joe.
My family loves Big Bang Theory. That shit was so. Every time I go,
fucking normal people eat that shit up, man. Like,
I mean,
you going to Comic-Con? I'm like, no.
I was just watching fucking what is it? Dylan is in Trouble is the channel name. He did like this 2.5 or 3 hour video talking about all of Friends, and it was a good video. And then I was recommended a video where he watched the first episode and then the last episode of Big Bang Theory. And like first episode, there's jokes, there's some funny stuff occasionally. It's kind of formulaic, and it's simple, but it's like there's some jokes. Last few episodes are like a fucking 80s like special about like you don't have to feel bad about the way you look, and there's like no jokes, and everything's like really dry, and I'm like, wow, this show really does suck a lot of ass.
Yeah.
Like after 12 seasons, they just stopped even trying.
Man, it's so good we got young Sheldon out of it. Hell yeah.
Apparently that one's not even that bad.
Really?
Yeah, young Sheldon.
That's the craziest thing. I've heard very slightly. It's not like that it's great, but like surprisingly pretty good.
Well, it's filmed more like a slice of life comedy, like Boy Meets World or something, right? But like,
or like Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah. But like, I think the pushback it got initially was like how absurd of a premise that was, like how more that it was like so blatantly corporate of like a spinoff to go like the most popular character as a child, and we watch him grow up and say Bazinga. This sounds like a committee said, we need more Sheldon, like it was just so blatant.
It's like Joey or something.
Yeah, it's exactly like Joey.
Speaking of Friends, that reminds me of that movie I saw where it's like You're Next, the Blackening. One of the quiz questions was name all the characters, name 3 black people on the show Friends. And they actually started naming it off, and the dude goes, wrong. The correct answer is I'm black. I watch Liberty Single.
Facts. That's the truest thing I've ever heard in my life. I've watched about 3 episodes of Friends by accident in my entire life.
I used to turn it off because King of the Hill, when Friends came on, that mean King of the Hill went off. I'm like, time to change the channel.
It's like as a black person, you dodge Friends by all means. Like,
I mean, I guess that's fair. I'm attached to it because, like, I used to watch. My parents were really into sitcoms when I was a kid, and so I would watch a lot of sitcoms. Like, my mom really liked Friends, and so I got into watched a lot of that with her. But then, I remember they both liked Seinfeld, and I just did not get it. Same with Frasier.
Yeah.
Frasier was also like too sophisticated or whatever, and I just was not able to understand what the joke was until I was like a little older, like 10 or 11 or something.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to follow Frasier when you're a little kid because like
No,
you don't know anything about the opera or like culture in any
I
way,
ain't gonna
shape, or
lie
form.
though. Fraser had wigs for a guy with that hairline to get that many women.
Yeah, Frasier fucking pulled a lot of bitches.
So that's the funny thing. Going back, I watched some Seinfeld like last year, and I'm actually doing. Eventually, I'm going to do like a Seinfeld retrospective thing too.
Oh, nice.
Because that show means a lot to me. But I was watching it again for the first time in a while, like last year, and I realized how much of that show is the main characters being horny.
Yeah.
Like Jerry is always fucking someone, and to the point where it's like, was it a joke in this show that Jerry Seinfeld is such an unlikely person to keep having this many women just falling all over him, or was he actually just this egotistical as to write himself this way?
I can, man, that's hard to say. I can see both. I can see Jerry like shopping that with Larry David, just going like, well, I gotta date a supermodel, Larry. But
I mean,
I don't know though, but you seen Seinfeld shoe game though? I don't know. He might have had 3.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that's fair.
The thing is that like George and the rest of them are also always fucking though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is that the only one who isn't kind of is Kramer, but it's like Kramer, you don't see him fucking, but they allude to the fact that he fucking.
no,
Yeah, Kramer's got that schizophrenic riz.
Yeah. Remember that time Kramer got bullied by the historically not accurate homosexual couple about that what was it? It was a damn cabin that Elaine wanted him to watch, and they bullied him and they robbed him.
No, I don't. Wait,
it's the Soup Nazi episode because you remember inside of it had the Soup Nazis.
Oh yeah. I do remember it. Yeah, I mistake that one for the one where he's in the AIDS march and the guy's like, "Who doesn't want to wear the ribbon?"
Yeah, I think that was the same guy because it was like a Puerto Rican dude. He's like, "No,
it is.
It's the same dude." Yeah.
It's like a recurring character.
And I was like, damn, this stereotype did not let. It's not a good stereotype. It's like the gay New York Puerto Rican guy with the Rosie Perez accent, and like, no, this is our cabinet now, Chico. That man just sit there like.
Was that fucking Was that like Mario Batali who played him in that?
I think it might have been.
Yeah, because that was kind of his shtick, was like being gay Puerto Rican and doing the Rosie Perez voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. I guess we grew up watching different sitcoms. I'm mixed. Like, my dad's white, and I was still watching like Living Single, like Steve Harvey Show and
Martin.
shit.
Yeah,
Martin,
as we're talking about that, I'm suddenly very aware that I didn't watch a lot of the like black sitcoms. I think we with like the channels that I don't know. I guess like I did watch the fucking Wayans Brothers show on YouTube. I remember really liking that, and then like finding out that everybody hates the Wayans Brothers, and like, wait, but that show was good though. I don't understand.
Everybody hates the new Wayans Brothers.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much like after Scary Movie 2.
Oh yeah.
But
it's like people still love Damon, and like Marlon is like, up and down for people, but like most of the Wayans still get past. Damon Wayans Jr., talentless hack.
But Damon Wayne, whenever you see Damon Wayne in a movie, that shit is always funny. Whether it be Major Payne,
Mo Money,
Black Man, Mo Money.
I remember fucking White Chicks from back in the day.
Oh, that's Marlon and Sean Wayne.
Oh yeah.
Then there's Little Man.
Yeah. Is Little Man also Marlon? Is that Marlon?
Yes, Marlon. Yeah, they hyperposed this ugly ass man on this child's bike.
God damn, man. Comedy was very simple back then. You could just be Jamie Foxx in a dress, boom, joke. It's like, how many of those Living Color sketches were just like, Tommy Davidson, a woman in this sketch?
Okay, but to be fair, when Jim Carrey was that version of Xena the Warrior Princess, and they cut his top off, and you saw his nipples, and he goes, "If you look at my breasts, I'll kill you like the rest." That's
one of the things. I haven't actually watched a lot of their stuff, but I've heard that Kids in the Hall are really still like a lot of their stuff still holds up well.
Oh
because,
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like I think at least 2 of them are gay.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah,
like,
they
they
are.
actually had some more nuanced takes about like gender and
No, it's
sexuality. And
show is extremely ahead of its time. Yeah, it's like
Kids,
like there's like the CBC version of it too, and then there's the HBO version of it as well.
Yeah.
Like they had a couple of different runs too, but yeah, Kids in the Hall's absolutely worth
Kids
your
in the Hall
time.
holds up. Living Color, you can never make that show again today.
Fuck no, man. Fire Marshal Bill, never again. Never
Fire
again.
Marshal Bill, fucking the Homeboy Shopping Network
Yeah.
coming to an alley near you.
I never saw Living Color. I always wanted to see it
Oh,
though.
it-
I think my
it was so
mom used
good.
to watch it, and she was like, "Oh, this show that was my favorite show," and like I'm like,
Oh, you need to watch it.
Oh yeah, they had the Queens in Review where it was Damon and
Oh, yeah.
Tommy. It's like
Hated it.
yeah, it's like the Queens at the Cinema.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was. No, it wasn't Tommy Davidson.
Oh, who
It was
was it?
David Allen Greer.
Oh, it was David Allen
David
Greer.
White.
Yeah, you're right. You're
yeah,
right.
David Allen Greer. David hated it.
Yeah, where they were just like over the top gay stereotypes, just ripping apart
Hated it.
movies.
Nah, you remember David Wayne's hair was the most atrocious shit you seen. He was like, he had ball with that one curly
Yeah,
shoe at the top.
yeah. He had the fucking Tommy Pickles hair.
Yeah,
I
he had
mean-
the Tommy Pickles hair. Yeah.
to go back to Canadian TV just briefly. So there's 2 Canadian sitcoms that are like kind of big. The obvious one, I guess they're not really sitcoms, but like the obvious one is Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I never watched. I saw like 1 episode of Trailer Park Boys my whole life, but apparently
Yeah.
Americans, like people across
they
the
love
world,
it.
love Trailer
They
Oh
love
Park
yeah, we
Boys.
love Bubbles.
My fucking shit was Corner Gas.
Oh man, hell yeah.
Yeah, because I mentioned Kids in the Hall, and I remember, I think Kevin McDonald was like, "I'm a taxman"
Yeah.
on Corner Gas, and yeah, that was like, people don't like it because it's like kind of, I don't know, it's like family friendly. It's not too like, you
Does
can
Corner
watch it with
Gas
your
get a
grandma.
bad rap?
Yeah, like I remember YMS talking about it, and he was like, Corner Gas is fucking terrible," and I remember it was on the Sardana
Damn.
cast, and I woke up to that one night, and I was just like, man, I don't have the energy to be mad at you,
You
right
gotta,
now, YMS.
yeah, you gotta stop watching miserable people react to stuff. It's like Corner Gas. Yeah, it's probably a very flawed, like family-friendly sitcom about Saskatchewan or whatever. Was it Saskatchewan in that? I'm pretty
It
sure.
was Dog River, Saskatchewan.
Yeah, but like, I think ultimately it's a pretty entertaining show, and it's got good character dynamics. Like,
Oh yeah.
I never liked Brett Butt as a comedian, but I think he was a good comedic actor, and like the cast in that's good.
I also, you were talking about like Just for Laughs earlier. I never really liked the gags one, but I always watched the actual Just for Laughs that was like
The stand-up, yeah.
Yeah, the highlights from their the festival in Montreal,
Yeah.
and like, there was
yeah, I watched
a lot of those that were, not good even back then. Like I remember that was another thing where like when I was a little younger than when I started watching that, I would see my mom watching because she liked stand up, and I would be like, "This is never funny. I don't understand. This is always so."
Mama, put on Kings of Comedy now.
Yeah. You gotta get your mom on watching fucking like Bernie Mac. But like out of all the Just for Laughs, I'd say like the ones that stood out to me were like, yeah, maybe like Mitch Hedberg, Harlan Williams.
Oh yeah.
But like beyond that, like nah, pretty unfunny across the board.
There was one that I always liked. It was this guy Ron White, who was one of
Oh
those. Like,
yeah, Ron White. Yeah.
Ron White was with the what you call it?
The
Randy
redneck
Pepper guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
they
blue
did,
collar
yeah.
comedy or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. He had this one joke that always stuck. He had a couple that I really liked, like if
Hey,
you're
the
like,
solid-
if you get hit with a Volvo, like he had a few that were funny.
He had good delivery. Like I know those guys get a pretty bad rap, but like I always found him to be like
Get a bad rap.
he
Where?
maybe
Well, like
in more sophisticated comedy circles, I suppose. Yeah.
If you know you're a redneck, if like it's a little hacky, but I always liked his stuff when I
Yeah.
heard it. The one that I remember from him was him talking about like if a guy is looking for porn, if a straight guy is looking for porn, are they looking for like a flaccid cock no, they want like a big hard dick. and it's just something that I've always thought about. Like, yeah, if you are a straight guy, like as a straight guy, yeah, I don't really want to see like a little dick motherfucker, you know.
Well, because I think you place yourself in the role when you watch porn, right? So like,
I guess that's part of it, but it is like, I think it is like there's a little gay in everybody, I think, you know.
Yeah, it's like an appreciation of the art form.
A little bit.
Nah, man, I wanna see 2 obese penises when I watch porn. Thank you very much. But
obese nigga, slightly less obese woman.
yes, the dynamic is I want some fucking like nigga who looks like who's that fat dude, that fat stand-up comedian, Bruce.
Yeah.
Fucking 300 pounds.
Bruce with Paul.
Yeah.
Click.
Yes, with Pog, correct. But shit. Before we wrap up, I was gonna ask, like, when it comes to like making content, what are some things that you would recommend to people going in that direction? You know, smaller channels, people want to do kind of what you do. Like anything they should avoid, or anything that you would give advice wise on starting out.
Well, you know, I mean, try not to lose optimism. I guess it's difficult. Like, I just did the fucking Channel Awesome movie supercut thing, and when I uploaded it, it gave me multiple copyright claims. So I took them down. I re-edited all of that out, and I uploaded them again. The first part, it gives me entirely new copyright claims. The second part, it says I'm good to go. The moment I put them public, new copyright claims. And so it's like demoralizing. Yeah. It's like it's difficult to even bother putting in effort sometimes now that I've quote unquote made it. Like, I think about that, like how much effort I would put in when I would make my shit in the old days. And like I would put out I remember my first couple videos, I think at least my first 3 were out like between January 15th and like the end of the month. And they were like extensively edited, like 20-minute plus videos. And nowadays I would be fucking balls if I would do some shit like that. Like knowing that it wouldn't get me, like, it's not even about like I wouldn't get money, it's about like, oh, it'll get age restricted. And even worse is just the general feeling of, I mean, like, what you asked me for advice, I'm dooming, but like, you know, it's tough to keep in mind.
This channel up after you said this shit. Like, you know what? Fuck this, man.
Final podcast.
Final episode.
But like, you know, yeah, like I found a lot of the time stuff that I would really care about would be stuff that would get me no views and people just did not respond to at all.
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorite videos that I ever did was one from like 2019. It was the internet in 1996, I think it was called. And it was just like the Space Jam website and stuff like that. And it wasn't anything too crazy, but I really liked it. And I was really passionate about that one. And there was one I did recently in like December where I was just on camera. I was talking about like movies and media and people talking about everything being woke and whatnot. And, you know, I was passionate about that one. And yeah, people just don't really respond to some things. A lot of the time it feels like the stuff. And then I'll do a stream that, you know, I'm just sitting there talking for a little while and it gets like, you know, way more views than something that I, you know, put effort into. And it's like demoralizing, but I would say that like, I still feel very proud of myself when I make something like my, you know, 4chan video that I did earlier this year. Something with like really extensive editing, you know, something that's like, like back in the day, I was motivated by the thought of like what I was doing was like artful shit posting collages. Like back in the day on 4chan, like I would do, you know, I would shit post with reaction images and make jokes about stuff while also being like, no, this is why EA is bad, blah blah blah, and then call people like F slurs or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that sounds like V, my guy. That sounds like V.
It was the style at the time on /V. I've been there myself.
The style at the time. Yeah, exactly. But
when I
like,
post.
yeah, no, it was like artful shit posting, set to music with like editing and stuff, and that was how I viewed it. And I guess somewhere along the line, I kind of stopped viewing it that way as much, or stopped taking as much pride in it, or whatever. And there was a friend of mine who's getting into YouTube stuff recently. I saw some of the stuff they were doing, and I was like, wow, this is like your first video, and this is like better than stuff that I've done. And like the editing, and it was motivating in a way. Like, so I guess it's like, don't lose your inspiration for doing stuff, for one thing, if you do manage to take off. But in the case of how to get big, how to take off, or whatever, I would say find something that's vaguely popular that you actually have something to say about, or something to offer that's yours in the realm of something that is popular. So for me, I was like, Onision is popular. I was about to pack it in before I made my Onision video, which was the one that like blew up my channel.
Yeah.
And the one right before it, like nobody watched it, and I think it was on Twitter, just like, man, this is pointless. What's the point of this? This is a waste of time. And people were encouraging, and I was like, you know what? I'll do an Onision video. And it wasn't like we talked about it earlier. Like, I went at it with a perspective that was different from stuff that I was seeing. And like, that was something I wanted to bring to it. I wanted to do just some random videos of his, not any pre-scripted, like, oh, you have to see this moment, because people hadn't done that. And specifically, I had things that I had already thought of to say about Onision while watching videos about Onision that I hadn't seen people saying about Onision.
Right.
And so it's like, yeah, you could almost call it like selling out in a way, like, oh, you're just you're doing the clickbait thing for the trend or whatever. But like, if you actually have something to say, you're passionate about it in some way. Like, I actually do find Onision to be an interesting character, even though he's also like, clickbait views guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Or at least he was back then a little bit more. But like, try to find something, that like you were saying that you guys are approaching like a lot of lolcow stuff in that way, like from a Black perspective, which is not something that I've seen elsewhere, So like, that's a pretty good, unique, like, thing to go with your channel, and like, yeah, that's a thing, is try to do something that's like your own unique perspective, or a perspective that you aren't seeing, whether it is like, I'm gay and this is my thoughts on this thing or something, or if it is just like, nobody else has said how I feel about the new Halo thing, or whatever. Like, whatever it is, whatever you're thinking.
But you like find your niche, essentially, right? It's like
you find your niche. Yeah.
Like, one of the things that I was concerned about with my channel is like, I wanted to talk about hip hop, but I didn't want to become a hip hop channel, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Like, I didn't want to just go like, oh, I'm going to do hip hop coverage. What I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about like creative people and their eccentricities, or like interesting people, whoever it is. But my angle was like people who create, good or bad. You might be an infamous figure who creates stuff, and I'll cover you. Or conversely, you might be someone I'm interested in talking about, like in underground music or independent music that I might want to talk about, or like an animator, whatever. But like, that was kind of my approach, is I basically wanted to look at people who create things and what kind of compels them to create stuff. And then on the side, like, I do the streams and I do the podcast with Zuki here, where we talk about completely off the wall weird shit, but from, like you said, a very different perspective than a lot of people. Like, there aren't a lot of Black people who actively are interested or pursue this stuff. And conversely, a lot of the white people who are into lolcows don't know anything about Black people and Black stuff. So we wanted to bridge that. Essentially.
I have myself been guilty of that. I've been, trying my best to learn more, but Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, and I mean, there's also, the elephant in the room. There's the 4chan element. There's a lot of racism in that sort of community too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, both Zuki and I have been in the trenches of 4chan and KF
Yeah,
and stuff. It's like that's kind of what we wanted to illuminate. Is like, we're just as awful as you guys, so don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it,
Yeah.
John.
Exactly.
I have a question, Dad. I mean,
Sure.
Claw. What hairstyle was Isaac gonna have?
Oh shit, that's a good question.
Well, like I say, he's like the embodiment of the V guy. It's difficult to say. He wasn't always going to be black. I don't remember when I decided he was going to be black, but that was like a few years ago. But like, I guess he was always going to have like just a shaved head or like kind of like like a buzz cut kind of deal.
I mean, that's fair. It's like I know exactly what Zuki's getting into. It's like a lot of terminally online black people have afros, or they have like very unkempt black hair. Because
oh god,
yeah.
I could give him like fool's closed afro.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah, like that's very much the like your atypical black nerd has an afro. Either
your rainbow man.
Yeah, like your rainbow man, your fucking who is that like creepy guy who was into that anime character who turned out to be a Mad Fad, yeah.
Fad,
like they all have the same fucking horrible afro, man. They all do. I know.
Yeah, well, no, but then there's.
But she remembered that was a classic.
EDP had both too, where he had like a fro and they shaved it off. But
what about I was getting pushed back?
Yeah.
What about my boy, the feet creeper? What about Talmudic Shinto foot fetish guy?
Oh well, that's just a regular nigga. I hate to break it to you, but like this is a black constant. When black people are weird, they are extremely weird.
Yeah. There's no dabbler in weird stuff.
Nah, black people go full in. They become Sonic Fox. They become the feet creeper. They go full weird. They skip all the preliminary steps.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah,
just like women. No, that's not true. That's the opposite of women, because women, the thing is, they'll hide how crazy they are until like 5 years later, and then it's like, oh yeah, like that time I killed all those children.
I was talking to this one girl I'm friends with, and she and I were in agreement that like I think the biggest issue with a lot of women you would consider like lolcow adjacent or weird is that they don't get clowned the way that a lot of guys do. Like guys, like if you're weird, you're gonna get mocked pretty much to your face all the time.
Yeah, roasted.
But girls have this constant in their cliques where they just won't tell each other when they're being cringe, and then they'll make fun of you behind your back constantly.
Yeah, which is
that's crazy. One of the biggest things on fucking KF was always the beauty parlor, where it was just like catty bitches shit talking other women.
Yeah, but that's an extension of that behavior, right? Because they're not shit talking directly to the person. They've created that exact same environment, but on KF. Or on Lolcow, like on Lolcow Farm or any of those sites, right? Where they've
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they've just basically created that exact same dynamic from high school, but on the internet.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really went into the beauty parlor section. They had like Foodie Beauty and whatnot. Amber Lynn.
Yeah.
Those were always people where it's like, if you need to read this giant thing, that's like universal amongst like lolcow people. If you need to read this giant fucking document like Cyraxx to find out why they're funny, like maybe they aren't that funny.
Agreed.
If you can't just like look at the dude and just immediately be like, yeah, that's
it should be like 2 or 3 videos. You should be able to figure out like the appeal off the hop.
Well, like when you're immediately starting out the fucking, what was the first? It was the Family Guy video where he was yelling, the dogs eating dogs 6 was yelling about that.
Yeah.
Like I start that, I have no idea. Well, no, okay, on stream I did because I'd already watched it like off stream, but the first time I watch it, it's like, okay, the bad editing, the weird editing, where it's like the sound is in either ear kind of weirdly, and he's like screaming, and all of the fucking visuals are chaotic, and I'm like, wow, I'm going insane.
The music, man. Like we talked about it briefly together, but
four
like,
songs overlaid, like you can really quickly tell this is the crazy individual who's worth looking at. Whereas, like, somebody like Cyraxx or, Hamber Lynn, where it's just these long, boring fucking videos. I always hate the people who like, who like their whole thing. Like, Dragon Lord Frodo is the exception to this.
Yeah.
People whose whole thing is streams that they just do for like 5 hours a day or longer. And there's like maybe like 20 fucking combined minutes of funniness throughout that whole thing. And it's like those funny moments are really funny, but man, it sure sucks.
It's a slog it's a slog to get to those moments.
Yeah, and it's the same with like Amberlynn. You got to know the lore, or Foodie Beauty is kind of interesting because she's like skipping to different countries to marry Persian men or whatever the fuck is going on. Converting to Islam.
Yeah, there's something there for sure. But like, but no, I get you that like you shouldn't have to go through like an exhaustive dossier like your James Bond to figure out if a lolcow is funny.
Yeah.
But that's that is what it is, I suppose. Some people really enjoy digging, and other people like just kind of go, okay, I just want to get to the joke. I want to get to the Chris Chan, I'm working on it moment, as it were, for whoever you're looking at. It's like, there should be like 1 or 2 videos that are like, oh, this is the example of their entire body of work. I could show this to someone. They would laugh.
Yeah.
But
I think with somebody like Cyraxx in particular, I'm like thinking about it right now. Like I'm thinking, Cyraxx is somebody who's still like responds really poorly to trolling and stuff. Like he still doesn't really know how to handle it. I think that's probably a factor with him, where like people still have that feeling of like, oh, I can poke this guy and make him do weird shit, kind of like Cobra.
Yeah.
But again, Cobra, we always come back to Danny Brown with his podcast and how King Cobra is based and Cyraxx is bullshit. Because Cyraxx is like, it's the same thing. You can maybe get him to do something funny, but Cobra, he'll be way more like charismatic and entertaining while he does it.
Yeah.
And he'll like look at the camera and be like, that's what's up.
Yeah,
tubes.
he'll
Like,
call people sickos. He'll say, that's what's up, tubes. He'll eat a bunch of garbage.
One of the funniest fucking things he ever did is somebody ordered for him like a Subway sandwich that was filled with nothing but sauces. Yeah. And he just eats it like he's actually enjoying it. Like, I'm gonna save that for later, tubes. That's right, haters.
We love Cobes here, even though he is a baffling creature. That is for sure.
He is. I've eaten some of his foods. They're always weirdly not that bad so far. Like, I've had his sushi bacon cheeseburger. Not that terrible. I've had his fucking hamburger helper without hamburger, boiled in ranch dressing and mayo and mustard. It's surprisingly not immediate vomit.
The one problem is that you're using a clean pan every time. You gotta have it encrusted in 5 to 10 years of grease like he does.
That's fair. Yeah. No, that's the reason why I can't do a Cooking with Hoarders imitation stream, because like, how do you replicate that?
You would have to like directly age the pan.
Like I try to add a little of that to my like cooking stuff that I've been doing anyway, where like I'll toss a can behind me, just Cobra or Cooking with Hoarders, where he'll just he'll my favorite thing with him, when he'll cook something and almost always he'll try it and just be like, oh, that one's terrible, oh, that's bad, oh, throw that one out there. That's great.
God damn.
He'll light his fucking toilet steak on fire and then not realize that's a bad thing.
I'm dying off just all this shit that I'm finding out about today.
Yeah, you're getting an education from this, man. I will say, like, just before we wrap up, Claw, is there anything that you wanted to plug or anything you wanted to mention before we wrap up?
Well, there is my podcast with my homies over on Loud Equals Funny. On I think it's still on the Fuzo channel, or it's on Spotify now as well. But it's me and Tristan and Bane, and we've also been doing our retrospective on Gamergate over there, because all three of us were involved in that. And we've had now a guest on to talk about Gamergate stuff, and we'll hopefully get more in the future. I don't know what we're going to do to manage an ongoing Gamergate stream, because like series, because we've kind of already talked about like enough stuff, but like we want to get on more guests and be like, we want to have like an anti-Gamergate person from back in the day.
It would be cool to get like different like vantage points or like different perspectives for sure.
I was actually on /V doing the whole Zo post, and I saw that shit happening.
Oh man, Five Guys era, man.
Yeah, dude.
I was literally in my computer classes. I'm like, burgers and fries. What's
What a time to be alive.
I mean, I remember fucking back then, like, God, that was when I stopped using V. I get into all that on the Gamergate episodes of the podcast, Loud Equals Funny.
Good plug.
Yeah, plug. But yeah, no, that was when I stopped using V. Was fucking they started like cracking down on talking about shit, and I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna go to Twitter now.
Yeah,
and the rest was fucking history.
Well, as someone who unfortunately still visits 4chan, you're not missing much, man. It's only gotten worse.
Yeah,
but I never escaped, man. So good on you for getting out of there, because
I remember the hashtag Not Your Shield shit.
Yeah, I was one of them, because I had a hook hand, and I'm like I mean, it was purely like I want to be involved in the thing.
Yeah,
really, I didn't actually feel like I was being used as a shield by people for my disability, but here's the thing: I was born without my hand. Fuck you. It's gonna be good for me. It's gonna do something for me eventually. It's gonna be like a good thing for once.
Think of all the differently abled video game characters. Nathan Rad Spencer from Bionic Commando.
Hell yeah. Rad and Spencer from Bionic Commando.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like obviously the character I was born to cosplay, Barrett from FF7.
Oh yeah, that's true. You could.
He got cornrows. That's hard.
Nah, man, you're white. You could do Dine. You could do his long lost friend.
That's true.
Yeah, dude, that's funny. And of course, you stream relatively consistently.
Yes, I'm over on Deadwing Dork. I'm streaming. I'm making videos occasionally. I've talked about it. I just did it's part 1 is the first 2, Kickassia and Suburban Nights. They are a total 8 hours exactly.
God.
And then part 2 is To Boldly Flee and the Linkara movie, and that is 11 hours exactly, 19 hours exactly. For part 1 and 2. Couldn't upload it as one full 19-hour thing. And then like a couple days before that, we had the 5 hours of Return to fucking Mashup Guy, with the Dogs Eating Dogs 6 people. Yeah, if you're not aware of me, and you've made it through the whole episode listening to me talk, you might want to check out some crazy people over there. There's always new. There's old videos that are great. Just great content, really top quality stuff. And then there's new videos that are terrible too. So,
Hell yeah.
So go check me out.
I can vouch for this because I'm usually in comments. I've been a big fan of Claw since not since the beginning, but for a long time. And I said it previously that you were a very big influence on what I do and what I hope to continue doing. So. It's been a real pleasure having you on, man. Like I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you very much. No, it's great it's very flattering to hear that, and you're doing like I never do fucking interview stuff or whatever, so it's really cool to talk to someone in this way. So no, thank you very much.
Yeah,
I appreciate
of course. And
thank you again for coming on.
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure, and that's very flattering to hear that this has kind of new ground for you, so I appreciate you taking the time. Zuki, anything you got to plug before we wrap up, son?
Nah, just my Twitter.
It's called X. It's X now.
Right, my ex, my brothers.
Go post an X video.
It's malcolmx.com/ /SGodZuki
/Hotep
/Hotep.
#Yakub was right.
This is precisely why you're my co-host, homie. As for myself, I am also on X at SlugboysENT, and I am on YouTube at Slugboys Black Brains. You can check out my streams and some of my content in this upcoming video as well. So, Claw, thank you so much for joining us. Greatly appreciated.
Thank you for having me.
And, of course, have a good night, everyone who made it this far. And in the words of the man himself, penis.
Penis.
We're out.